From the basement of Geek Public Network and the bowels of the internet, it's Friday night. You know what that means? It's the Mancave. And your hosts, Pat, Bill, and Hump.
A mixture of tranny fluid, WD-40, and something else in his coolant tank.
Why?
Because the jug that was sitting on top of the coolant tank was full. He didn't bother to look in it. It was one of those like milk jug things that, you know, it's got the spout and everything, so it's enclosed, but you fill it up. Yeah, he didn't open it and look at it. It was just sitting on the coolant tank, and it was full, and he's like, oh, that must be coolant.
Oh, yeah, because you guys buy it in bulk.
Okay.
What come out of it, besides the foam and everything, looked like Pepto-Bismol.
That come out of the coolant once they drain the coolant. Oh, my God.
And he kept complaining. He's like, well, my low coolant alarm is going off. Well, that's because there's no coolant in it.
Wow.
And he had the nerve to bitch at the mechanics because it was sitting on top of the coolant tank. I don't care if there is a can on top of it that's clear, that's blue on top of the coolant tank. I'm not putting it in my truck because I don't know what it is.
Exactly. If you don't know, you don't.
And he just put it in there, and it was red. Okay.
Well, you got to ask.
Our coolant is red because we have to run a special coolant or
certain
it voids the
kind.
warranty.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Non-corrosive or...
It voids the warranty on a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But...
voids the warranty that's no good anyway.
Oh, yeah, I found out today that my truck's no longer on warranty.
Well, they're no longer in business.
Yeah, well, the company goes belly up. It's not warranted. But apparently the company that bought them has to technically, carry over the warranties. But since we're the only company that runs them...
They're all pretty much running out now.
Oh, yeah, they're done. But, no, he was like... they got lucky that the truck actually did what it was supposed to do and set the alarm off, that there was something wrong.
Yeah.
So it didn't actually
damage? He was in Pendleton, so he drove it from Pendleton back to the shop, and then they drained everything.
So they might have got away without any damage.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
Because it's been running for the last 2 days, no problems.
Yep. They was able to get it flushed.
But they got, when they take samples out of everything at the end of for every month, they take samples out of the truck, and if it's bad, they send it off. Mm-hmm. It looked like Pepto-Bismol.
Wow.
The sample out of his truck.
Wow. See, now my truck, my personal truck, the mechanic come over. It wasn't what the part we thought it was. So now he's got to tow it out to his shop so he can figure out what's going on. Because it was still spraying brake fluid everywhere.
That's never good.
No.
Look, I can stop. Shh. Nope, can't now. That was red, right? No, that's optional. That was an optional stop sign.
But the fair's going on this week.
I went out there yesterday.
Haven't been. Probably won't go.
You sound so enthused.
It's a fair.
It's a fair?
Well, as in every fair, there's drama everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Brian knows what I'm talking about. But spent $6 on a tenderloin.
Yeah.
Pretty good. They actually took a boneless pork chop and beat the hell out of it, and then used crumb breading. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was worth the $6. But
there's two places I found out there that are worth the money to eat.
Well, let's put it this way: for my tenderloin, her corn dog,
and a table dance.
A liquid water that tasted like a shake-up. That was nasty. And then a Pepsi. And then I bought 2 shirts for the baby and one for her.
$50.
Yeah, try $85. Oh, and $5 for tickets. Because Bobby wanted her to ride a ride with her.
And you got addicted. Somebody's got fried green tomatoes out there.
Yeah, I got to hear the story yesterday. We ran into Sherry during the debacle. And she was like, told us that something about yesterday she got sent out for Katie got sent out for the fried green tomatoes.
Yep.
And forgot them or something like that, or something happened where they didn't get them.
I didn't hear that story yet. But I know I talked to Angie. She's like, Katie's bringing me home ground green tomatoes.
Well, she finally got them.
Yeah.
But that, and then yesterday she was supposed to get her something else. Oh, an elephant ear.
Yep. Didn't do that?
No, she got that.
Yeah.
Forgot Libby reminded her that they also have cotton candy.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I went over to her to the side of the truck today and went, ooh, come on.
I know they took the nieces out there yesterday, day before.
I heard that debacle, too.
I know. I didn't ask how it went.
I guess the normal one acted normal.
The normal one?
No. I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they got to see the this year the fair had the the Disney princesses.
Oh yeah.
They had I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm sure somebody will let me know. But they had Cinderella, Jasmine,
Klinger.
and Clear.
He's a Disney princess now.
I don't know who the third one was. Cinderella. Fuck, I don't know. There was 3 of them, and they had a crowd.
Oh, I bet.
So that was good. And then your kids had the. Was that going on now? The llama?
Yeah,
Alpaca, whatever.
The actual show is tomorrow, but Brittany can't do it because she didn't get her poster in because she was in Germany.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Let's see. Germany, a poster. Not a hard choice.
Right?
I'll screw Germany. I can go anytime. I'll make a poster.
I'll make a poster.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But they had the fun day today where the kids just went out there and had fun with the llamas. And I think you could come up and actually, see the llamas. And it was more of so people could see what they was actually like.
Right. Now, do they spit?
I haven't seen one.
Okay. I didn't know if they were like camels.
Not that I know of.
I know they.
I know some of them can have attitudes, but all animals have that.
There's a llama that lives back off the road off of 69. It's one of the little country roads back
Yes,
here.
they do spit.
Okay. And,
Alpacas don't.
We called him Nick. When I worked for the state, we called him Nick the Llama because he would always follow us.
Yeah.
Well, he would. We had one guy. He used to wear his hat backwards, and he'd be up there trimming and stuff like that. And the llama would sneak up behind him and then grab his hat and take off. And then every time he saw him, he'd be like,
yeah.
every time he saw him, only him.
Well, we were working down around Bloomington, and the guy had ostriches down there. And when this one guy, and he'd get around him, and this ostrich just started going nuts, doing this like dance, this, that, and the other. And
mating ritual.
Yeah, come to find out, that's what it was doing.
Don't bend over in front of me.
We went home that weekend. Next day, Johnny comes in and said, I looked up what that ostrich was doing. It's like, really, what was it? I said, Pretty Minute wanted to get him. You wanted to get him some of that good.
But we called him.
So what are you doing?
We called him Nick the Llama because the guy that had the hat, his name was Nick.
Oh.
And then when Nick went on vacation, the llama was disappeared. Never could find him for a week. But when Nick come back, the llama was back. I was like, you dirty bastard. You took that llama on vacation with you, didn't you? Fuck you, man. This guy had an IQ about 2.
Give him that much credit?
Well, he's got to breathe.
Yeah.
And he can drive a truck, so 3.
Well, breathing's automatic function, though. Does that take IQ?
Maybe. Had to think about that one.
It is. I mean, there's certain things you do that are automatic.
I don't know.
There's no thought to it.
If you're brain dead, you don't breathe. The machine breathes for you.
Yeah, but your brain's not giving you a signal to...
Aha! But you got to be able to do something. I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Mine, too.
He's going to look. He's Googling. I know he is.
But the 2 places I found that are actually worth it...
Are we go back to the fair?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I waited.
Somebody's walking heavy-footed.
The Big Easy.
What the hell's Big Easy? Oh,
the Cajun place.
Oh, out the fair.
Has tenderloins?
No, it's worth the money.
Oh.
The alligator po' boy.
Oh, gotcha.
Delicious. And their crawfish etouffee. Delicious.
Bless you.
Did you just cuss me?
Hey, I asked Libby this yesterday.
I thought that was Et tu Brutus.
That's Et tu Brute.
And then they have a over the top. It's a
it's a good movie.
Sylvester
Stallone.
Well, it's or Out of Control is what is the name of the thing. It's a taco potato.
No.
It's like a loaded potato, but they load it up like and
taco meat.
It's like this big of a thing, like loaded. It weighs like 3 pounds, and it's for $9.
Oh,
well,
$9.
Yeah.
No, it's
if you figure it's that big and
okay, if it's got to be that, it's like the size of a mini
literally,
football. The radio, y'all. Oh, he's gonna draw something.
It fit. This was the thing that was in, and it was like this big.
Yeah,
that's a loaded cheese fry thing. Okay.
Well, you figure you go anywhere for a decent cheeseburger anymore, and a quarter-pound cheeseburger is going to cost you $10.
Right.
Almost.
So yeah, $9 ain't bad.
I found
out for something that weighs poundage.
I'll tell you what. I found out the hard way. Don't go to Outback Steakhouse.
Why?
Woo.
Which one?
The price, just in general.
Oh.
Libby got a...
we're actually going tomorrow.
An 8-ounce ribeye. Okay.
Yeah, we don't ever get that.
Not bad. It was
20-some bucks?
19-something.
Yeah.
No, it was like 23-something.
See, I'll just...
And then my stupid ass got the porterhouse, which was like $35. But that's not... They ask you if the spices are okay.
Yeah.
So we're thinking steak spices, steak salt, blah, blah, blah. So we ate... We had appetizer, salads, stuff like that, so we didn't eat it. So we took them home.
Mm-hmm.
She's like... We went and saw Deadpool 2.
Yep.
And then got home, and she's like, well, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat my steak. She bit into that, and her nose started running. It was... Damn! It was hot.
See, last time I was over there, it wasn't bad. They just had a little... There was no heat to it at all.
Well, this was like a black pepper kind of stuff.
No, I didn't do that.
And I was like, well, we didn't... She just said the spices are okay, and we said, yeah, because, like I said, we thought it was
you just
salt,
thought it was normal
whatever.
what they put on it, yeah.
And she bit into that, and I was like, holy God. And I was like... So I bit into it, and I was like, it's not that bad.
Usually,
It's not that, I just shit
the three
myself.
basic spices for a steak, salt, pepper, and garlic powder.
Right. Well,
That's
so
your three
there
basic.
was
You
the
know, I
black,
might throw a couple other things in it.
like the
I
blackened
like
stuff they
garlic
put
powder.
on the, like the blackened chicken stuff like that, the pepper and stuff. That's
Yeah.
what it was. So I took my finger in and I took it, and I put it in my mouth, and instant burn. I was like, holy God. So I had her 8-ounce, and she had my 22-ounce porterhouse.
Yeah.
I think I lost that deal. I ended up eating that, too, because she couldn't eat it all.
We just cook steaks at the house anymore. If we go Outback or something like that, it's usually because she likes the smothered fries or...
Right, but I had that, a house salad.
We're actually going tomorrow. That's what I was
And
thinking.
tea.
Like, really?
Right. That wasn't bad. And then she had the 8-ounce salad, a baked potato, a drink that had a margarita that had salt mixed in it.
Yeah.
That was weird. And we had an appetizer.
Yep.
$75.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa!
See, we went to BJ's Brew House last week, which is another... They have like 12 different beers they make right there.
Right. But, I mean, the food was great. It's just, damn, that spice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, my porterhouse had the same quote-unquote spice that hers did.
Yeah.
No. Somebody thought that'd be funny. It had to be.
Yeah.
Because mine was delicious.
I was
Hers
gonna
was
say,
hot.
no, somebody was an ass and just covered... Or the
Put something on it.
lid came off.
Probably. But, woof.
Or they seasoned it, turned around, did what? Didn't I do?
Better do that one again.
Or somebody seasoned it. Hey, you got to season that. Okay. Hey, you got to season that. You got to season. Jesus
I
God.
was gonna say, I've never had a... Now, I've been to different Outbacks, like Bloomington's, compared to... Muncie's not bad, but Bloomington's tastes a whole lot better to me.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's probably just... And it's still not hot.
and then I asked Libby that I told her to look around at all the servers, the waitresses, and the bar staff, and all that. And I said, "What do you notice?" And she goes, "Well, they're all wearing black." And I was like, "No,
They're all 12.
pay attention. Not one of them was smiling. None of them. They were all frowning, except our waitress."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, weird. So I gave her a $10 tip.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I don't know if Chris can answer this or not, but the closed captioning on TVs.
Mm-hmm.
How, when we were growing up, it was kids. It was actually somebody sitting there typing
As they was talking.
as they were talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it now that the computer or the TVs have their own technology that it picks it up and prints and types it automatically? It's still somebody?
No. What it is a CRT file. It's a specific file that goes in with the thing, and it automatically reads as the thing's playing. It reads the captioning from the file. And
Okay, because they were watching UFC fighting.
Mhm.
And this TV was drunk
Mm-hmm.
because it kept trying to say it was football. And
that-
it kept saying it was Miami Dolphins.
then that
And then Ute something. It was bad.
what it was it was reading a CRT or SRT file from another channel.
But what it was is no
And-
matter who was winning or what was going on, it was the same words coming over and over and over.
Yeah, that was a glitch on the station
'Cause I asked-
or on the that he was pulling from
'cause
different.
I asked our waitress, I was like, I have a question. And she goes, yeah. And I said, you need to cut your
What the
TV
shit?
off. I said, you need to cut your TV off. She goes, why? And I said, because it's drunk. And she goes, what? I said, turn around and read the closed captioning. And she looked and she goes, oh my. And I was losing it. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And then Libby was watching the TV behind me, which was the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what was saying on that was totally something different.
Yeah,
I was like, whatever show that was, somebody was having a giggle.
it was reading the wrong file.
So I was damn near, I almost peed myself. I was laughing so hard.
That was it had a leak from a different channel.
Something. And then here's another thing. Have you seen Deadpool 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen Deadpool 2.
Yep.
That was Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually
Yeah,
made
that
sure
was-
to see it was Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that was. They had several cameo things that popped up in.
I knew Brad Pitt was in it, but I wasn't sure where. And then, I mean, he was in
Yeah,
it. It was
like
quick.
Gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the.
I like the thing. It was like they can't afford to do whatever, and like,
Oh, the door.
Yeah.
The bad rendition of Beast.
no, that was actually the guys from the film that they were filming.
Was it? Because
Yeah.
that guy didn't even look right. Was
No.
it the younger version
Yeah,
of it?
was,
Okay.
it was the younger guys. But no, like they were filming at the same time, and they said, "Can we do?" So while they were filming, they said they got the shot of
They
everybody
did an
in the room,
outtake, basically,
and
for that
like,
show.
just to shut the door. That's all they did, and they put it in there just to,
But that's what was the
But it was hilarious.
Megatonic's teenage warhead? Her girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
What, Yukio? My Yukio?
Negasonic's girlfriend.
The Asian chick.
Yeah,
Hot. I just like it. Hi, Wade. Hi, Yukio.
Yukio.
Yeah, Yukio. Hi, Yukio. Hi, Wade. I just like the Negasonic teenage. What the shit? That was a good one. I'd go watch that again, though. That was a
An
good
angry
one.
kid.
The Angry Kid? Oh, God. Jesus.
It was good.
It was good.
It
Sad ending. It's like, oh, you can't go home. Oh, spoiler alert. I ruined it for everybody.
Did you say through all of the?
We didn't get to the
cutscenes?
very end of the credits. I guess there was one that we missed, but we saw most of them.
I was gonna say I might have missed. We stayed around for the majority of it because I was told do
Like-
not leave
Because we
until
went
the
to
lights
the
come on.
10:20, and it was like 12. It was midnight, and we were the last ones in there, and the guys were like,
Yeah.
"Come on, guys, we got to go home."
See, we went during the day.
So we got
'Cause,
to the
you
all
got,
the way through, halfway through the credits, and there wasn't any more that was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Yeah, we'll catch it later if there is one."
Did you see the stuff where Deadpool got to run amok?
Amok.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to you after the break.
Amok,
Okay.
amok, amok.
Because he righted a whole lot of wrongs.
Oh yeah. Yep. I did see that.
I'll have to see because we'll see. Because I'm pretty sure maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I wasn't sure.
You
Like I
remember
said,
it if you did.
It was midnight, and I had been up for 3 more hours. I'd been up for 24.
Because it was hilarious.
See, we went to.
But I was
Early
laughing my
show.
ass off when they were doing the parachuting scene.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did see that. He kept going back and changing.
Yeah.
No, move to the. Screw it. What was the guy's name? The guy that had no Dave, not Dave.
Oh, I don't think it was Bob. No, because Hydra Bob was in the first one.
Because spoiler, alert, Brad Pitt was Mr. Invisible,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then who's the one that went into the wood chipper?
Oh, I can't remember.
Peter was the guy who didn't have any.
Yeah, Peter. But the guy that went into the wood chipper, I'll save you. Oh
Yeah. I'll save you.
But the chick that was the black chick, the lucky chick,
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Not having any quote
Domino?
unquote powers. Domino, yeah, she was badass.
Domino is. In fact, in the comics, Domino is Deadpool's girlfriend.
What about his? Oh, because she died.
No, Monica, whatever her name is, didn't exist in the comic
In
books.
comics.
Gotcha.
He's with Domino, and then she gets with Cable, and then she goes back to him, and it's a weird thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that now. Only because he told me I don't read the damn comics. I don't have time. Shit.
Ready? What is that? Steven Spielberg just came out on. You can rent it now. Ready Player One.
Yeah, I saw that.
I might rent that this weekend.
No, that was amazing.
Is it good?
Yeah, I loved the book. I actually got the book in a loot
But
crate
here-
and sat down and read it. I was like, "What is
Here's
this
the
shit?"
thing, though. I heard a couple bad reviews of Ready Player One because it's your atypical, you had the power inside you the whole time kind of movie. No.
It's the typical hero's journey. Like, if you look back at like how,
But everybody
to
hates
construct
that movie.
epic films?
It's like Lost, you know? Okay,
Nope.
no, nothing's like Lost.
I've never watched Lost.
Don't. It's. Let me ruin it for you. They were dead. It was all a dream. But they were dead.
spoilers.
Right! Sopranos aren't dead either.
You never know. All it did was fade out.
Fade to black.
It was the ominous fade to black
But,
with gunshots.
I just remember watching the last
there were no
Cheers.
gunshots, were there? You bastard. Don't make me watch that again.
You should.
I get into a TV show, it might last a season if I'm lucky.
What's that?
Any TV show.
Oh. Well, Walking Dead's coming on for season 8, but I don't think it's going to last much longer because everybody knows that Rick's leaving, and then Maggie. Is it Maggie?
I have no idea. I've not watched it
since
series. Since,
yeah, it's Maggie. Maggie's leaving too.
Season 3 was when I bailed
because she's in that new. Is it a TV series?
I think the kids, 22? Angie and the kids, watched it for 3 or 4 seasons and gave up.
It's okay. You just want to see if everything wins or not, if somebody dies. But since they're killing all the main characters now, and then Rick's leaving, so that he's going to die, they're bringing Shane back because that'll be a dream sequence. It's got to be because he's dead.
Or a zombie.
He's more than dead.
Yeah, right.
Carl killed him after Rick killed him.
Carl killed him after Rick killed him.
Yeah, turned him into a zombie, and then Rick killed him, turned him into a zombie, and then Carl popped him in the head.
Damn chair was too tall.
That's a bill chair.
Is it something?
But
sure, shit ain't for an average Joe.
But yeah, Maggie's going to go into Laurie Cohan is going to go into that Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. I don't know if it's a movie or it's a TV series.
We was laying the other night and Shooter was on.
Mr. Cotta?
No,
the chair recognizes Topher?
I just found out that there's an X-Force movie in the works.
No.
Yes.
I like the music. The soundtrack for Deadpool 2 is badass.
But they're going with, since it's basically a spinoff of the Deadpool series, because it's in the universe, it's going to be rated R, and it will have all the sex, violence, and silliness that you would expect from the Deadpool universe.
Now, who's X-Force?
X-Force is what Deadpool made. Remember that's what they called themselves.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of X-Men,
X-Force.
They were X-Force. They're like, that's original.
Yeah.
He's like, shut up. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, but that was an actual comic, though.
Wind?
Yeah, no, it was. It was the group of people that got together with, there's a whole bunch of different ones. The one when you got you had Domino and Deadpool and Cable and Caliban, Human Torch, Meltdown. The Thing was in it for a while. Wolverine was in it for a while.
Timeout.
I gave some poor guy when I worked at the prison a nickname, Meltdown. Well, he I don't know if it was somebody money or what he did, but they set his ass on fire. Yeah. And of course there's scarring to go with it, and I was like, Jesus.
Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, almost. And I said, it almost like he had a meltdown. So everybody started calling him that.
Meltdown. I used to call the teacher that we had, Mr. Garner.
Don't feel sorry for him, no, he was an asshole.
Oh, okay. No, we're assholes.
And this guy was a straight up prick.
Oh, there you go.
There's a reason he's in prison.
But I used to call Mr. Garner Toast because he had all the burns on his. I felt bad. Not for really, but I'll say that on the air.
And he lives right across the street. I can go get him.
Don't give a shit. I'm 43 years old. What's he going to do? Oh, that's funny. Or, you grew up to everything I expected. Thank you. I had a teacher tell me that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure someone's stuck being Captain Chaos.
Captain Chaos? You mean Captain Caveman?
No, Captain Chaos.
Or Captain Chaos.
If somebody gives me the stuff, I'll wear it.
I'm pretty sure it's happening.
Okay.
Because I told him which movie to look up and where to get the pictures from.
Yeah,
and he's like, so it's basically a case and a mask?
Pretty much.
Pretty much that's all it is. He said, oh, hell, that's easy to do.
Yeah, buddy.
So, but yeah, he was asking about it again this week.
Well, I still need the BDU or the military.
Okay, that's probably the easy part. We're getting you the cape and the mask for right now.
All you got to do is get a flight suit, pretty much. That's all he was in.
Well, no, when he had the beard, it was just the military. It was the OD green button up, and the pants.
Gee, I don't know where we'd be able to get that at.
I don't know, I'm working on trying to get a blue jumpsuit so I can go as a member of SG or the Stargate Atlantis crew.
That'll be harder.
No, because I just go to Tractor Supply. I have a 10 or 15% discount.
Are they standing right there?
No, they're probably at the bottom of the stairs because that goes right up into the.
Dear God.
Yeah, that's how I got my muck boots because the father-in-law worked there for a while at the warehouse, and I just used his code to get the 15% off my boots.
Nice.
Oh, they don't care as long as you give them the code.
Yeah, they don't
even show ask for ID.
Yeah.
Well, I just walk up and here's my wife's card. I just hand them the card and they go, okay, there you go.
We didn't have to give a card. They tapped in some code.
I didn't want to remember because I called Heather and was like, hey, what's your ID? She's like, I have no idea.
It's the last four of her social with a number or a letter in front of it. It's usually the last initial of your last name.
No, it's some weird.
No, it was.
Like,
he had to write it down for us.
976850. Something like
it's
retarded.
Usually your social security number.
Not for Tractor Supply.
Oh, no, I was thinking military. I'm sorry. Your military ID.
I couldn't tell you on that.
Yeah, military ID is now your social security number.
Yeah, with a letter or two in front of it.
I wonder if Bill's coming up with any new recipes.
Huh?
So I'm wondering if Bill's coming up with any new recipes.
Recipes? He's got a lot of time to think.
A lot of time to surf the phone.
But, yeah, his world tour should be coming to an end.
Bad thing was he was just getting ready to do the pineapple mead.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I might have to go out there and see if it's... Because, Fair Week...
There's a whole lot of stuff that was actually coming off ready to be bottled, too.
I'll have to ask him.
He was
I'll have to go ask him if I can go
No,
off
I think he got a bunch of that bottled.
Did he? Because I knew he was waiting on the corks to come in.
I don't want to bother
That's
him.
right.
I'll just ask Heather.
Yeah. We'll come out there and help.
She's probably got one with a straw in it. Fair Week.
I know he's got... It almost looks like a gasoline siphon. You stick it in one and go... And it just pumps it out.
That, and he's got one that reads the, like,
Alcohol
level.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like he just... Woo!
All I know is it seems like every time I go out there, it's like, here, try this. Here, try this.
Last time I walked in his and hers
you walk out buzzed.
dining room, there was like a line full of containers. I was like, Jesus.
Well, see, I'll
Bill.
be
Half of those needed bottled.
I know.
He got part of the grape bottled. He got the dragon's blood all bottled. He's got... I think he's still got blueberry that needs bottled.
I think the blueberry was getting ready to come out.
By the way, we found out by accident, by needing a prop, that the dragon's blood on ice, freaking delicious. It even makes it more of like a summer drink. Like you can sit out on the back patio and drink it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
He was like, I don't know how that's going to be, but it'll look good. And I took a sip and went, oh my god! And he took a sip and he's like, I think I'm going to drink it this way from now on.
Well, if you think about it, you drink it chilled anyway.
Right, but he put ice in it, and like, because his wife was like, "What's going? What is this with the ice?" And he told her what it is. He goes, "Try it." And she's like, "Okay." Oh my god! And took it and it disappeared off the set.
Instantly gone.
She was like, "It's mine."
It's the weirdest things that you find. It's the best things you ever have.
Oh no! Like it was amazing. And all it was is I needed a prop of something on ice.
So wine on ice.
And
I can see it.
It quite literally, it was like after tasting it, it tasted like something you would sit on the back patio during the summer, and
the dragon's blood was God in a bottle anyway.
I think I'm getting ready to go through lemon drop withdrawals.
Me too. Like I have everything to make it. I just don't have the main ingredient.
You know the stuff that I gave Bill.
Yeah.
All that has to be done is put through his Ferrari, and we could make that.
Like I said, I have all the other stuff to do it, and of course on the Roku channel is the recipe, like how he does it.
You know how easy it is to do, right?
Yeah, because we shot it for the Roku channel. He literally did it on video.
I've got a 5-gallon container empty.
I have like 6 or 7 mason jars ready to go.
No, you got to make it first.
No,
that's the easy part.
I have everything but the main ingredient.
Waiting for it to stop bubbling is the bitch.
Really?
Because it's like, stop bubbling. Bloop. Damn it!
Oh, I think it's... Oh, you bastard.
It's... no, it didn't.
Because literally, I mean, I had it sitting in my bedroom because it has to stay in a cool, dark place is the best for you don't want sunlight beating on it.
Yeah.
Because then it'll just continue to bubble.
Yeah.
But it went a week and it was bubbling like shit, like crazy.
Yeah.
That yeast was really working. And then
now, is it in a clear container?
It's in a 5-gallon water thing.
Okay, yeah, what... Yeah.
And they got the thing
the
on
water
top.
Tank.
The 5-gallon water jug.
Yeah.
And then you got the stopper on top that allows it the air out but no end.
Yeah.
And, that's what bubbles.
Yeah.
And you're like, poop, poop, poop. But it went through a week and then it slowed down. I was like, oh, it's getting time. Bloop. Damn it. I checked it every day. So it was about 2 weeks.
2 weeks before
it
it's
stopped
done.
bubbling.
Yep.
Or a bubble. He said like a bubble every 2 days or something is fine.
Yeah.
But then we took it out there and it took forever because it was like 45 degrees when we were trying to do it.
Does he use that champagne yeast for everything?
Pretty much. I mean, it's useful. It's multi-purpose.
I was going to say, that's the only one I've heard him talk about.
And the tablets that he has now speeds up the process.
All I know is that one stuff he uses, I've went through probably 400 pounds of the shit this week.
Oh, yeah?
Bentonite?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It also holds stand open.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's what you guys use.
Yep.
But,
it's just powdered clay.
yeah. They, and then you take it over there, and, of course, you rack it off.
Yeah.
And,
rack it off just sounds dirty.
I know.
I was going to say, it's like,
Well, I mean, I asked Bill, I was
Sounds like something you'd find at a fetish club.
you see all the shit on TV, you know, they take the first sample of it, and, Jesus Christ, that's Chambers. Mick sent this to Eddie. Okay. Oh! Fuck. Anyway, but, all the stuff you see on the TV and stuff, you, that's wrong, man. That's so wrong.
he was like, it looked like they're
Wait a
not-
minute. Isn't Woody getting ready to buy an F-150?
Yeah, he is.
But what's funny, he actually made the comment.
I'll
like,
give you $100. You go to Gen Con dressed like that.
Mick turned around and said, "Did you make this? Because it looks like an outfit you wore when
You
we
wanna
were
get in on
camping in
that?
a side yard."
What's that?
I'll give him $100 if he goes to Gen Con dressed like that. You want to put $100 on it?
No.
Because he did.
The thing is, there's enough people out there now that would do it for free.
Yeah, I know. But
I was like, "Hell, for $200, you get me the Got Dick shirt, I'll do it,
oh, that's
and
when
the
he
roller
was,
skates."
I just remember that. That's when he was trying to get the Oh! Nice! Haha. That's a good one. He's sitting in there laughing, I can see. But, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, Mick was posted on Facebook that he wanted to get together and drink some beer and go shooting.
I don't-
was?
No, he didn't say shoot. He wanted to sit down and chat.
No. Bullshit. Reread it.
Because he said
Because he
something
said,
about going
better
to the
yet,
bar.
you could bring some beer here and go shoot. But,
Because last time I was up there, he was pretty adamant about the not drinking and shooting thing.
I don't think
At
he
the
cares
same
right
time.
now. He got done with summer session.
Oh no, like he was wanting to go to a bar and hang out.
But, no, all the movies and
When's he want to do that?
tomorrow or tonight.
Shoot the shit, not shoot. Shoot
I just
the
saw
shit.
shoot. But
Pull it back up.
Well, he can come over here. That's all we do.
send him in. Tell him to come to the man cave. We'll talk to him about guns. God, he knows enough.
Yeah.
But no, all the stuff that I've read and stuff like that is that when it starts
We'll
coming
trigger
off.
and get angry Mick to come out.
Jesus God. He
All you gotta
takes
do-
on top of the.
All you gotta do is talk about driving.
It's the Moog.
I think.
It's the Moog all over again. No, no, but all the stuff that I've seen or read about, when you pull that stuff off, is you never take the first bottle.
Yeah.
You always put it back in. And, oh! Nice. But, so we put the first one back through and got the second bottle. We started tasting it. It was like, man, that tastes like water. And we thought we did it wrong, right? So Bill's like, well, we'll just get the rest of it out and see what happens. So we kept putting it in there, so we ran it through twice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
That shit's good warm.
Every time you rerun that, it
gets
just gets stronger.
Oh, yeah.
So the first batch that I had,
Yeah.
oh dear God,
Did you pour it in a gas tank?
it probably could have run a car,
I'll
but
about
it was
guarantee it.
so good. I put,
Was it smooth?
well, I did a couple things with it. I did, since it was a Jesus Christ batch,
Yeah,
I put
you thin
Jolly
paint with
Ranchers in it,
Mm.
let it melt,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put
Use it as turpentine and
mangosteen cherries,
wipe the walls off with it.
and I filled it full of cherries
Strip the kitchen floor.
and let it sit there for a month, and then one stupid night drink it.
Now that you have no
I
gut
woke
bacteria,
up drunk 2 days later.
now that you have no stomach bacteria.
I don't know. I started having stomach troubles after that.
Well, yeah, because it's killed all the bacteria in your stomach.
But, dude, it was like, we did that Friday night. Saturday was a waste. I was tired all day. Sunday, I woke up, I was still drunk. So, yeah, it was bad. But,
It's called moderation.
Yeah, but after a certain point, you lose that ability to moderate.
I've never learned that. I've never lost that ability to moderate.
See,
I will tell you that
You drink that?
I've lost the care to moderate, but never the ability.
I think out of, let's put it this way, out of 5 gallons...
I definitely hit a point where I went, fuck it.
See, now when I dropped that Crown Black off with Jim and just told him to hold it, I was moderating myself that night. I was like, if this keeps going around, I'm done.
The bad thing about that is that out of 5 gallons, we got 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5 drinkable.
You distilled it down to...
Well, it's because it does. It just what you're basically getting is the steam.
Mm-hmm. No, so you distilled it down like...
Oh, yeah. But it's like... well, because like I said, we ran it twice.
Yeah.
So it went through more. It's like, yeah, we won't do that again.
So it was by concentrate.
Oh, God, yeah. Somebody should have added water. Forgot to add it. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I think I had 5... I had 5 mason jars and Bill had 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because I gave him basically half because it was his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I made it, but it was his stuff to brew it.
Yeah.
So, that was his part. He got...
I think he's got some more ready, doesn't he?
Well, he's got the stuff to make. We just have to... His machine has to use it.
Yeah.
That's what I gave him. Because that would be my second batch.
Okay.
Because I was going to make mine.
I thought he had some in his house ready. I mean...
He might. But I had mine still ready to go. But I haven't put my temperature gauge in my pressure cooker. And I haven't got my copper wire yet. Or my copper tubing yet.
Okay.
Because I was going to use... He's got a hot plate that he uses.
This might be a dumb question. But what do you actually start out with? Because it's corn based, right?
It's... Okay. Basically, it's 5 pounds of cornmeal. 5 pounds of sugar.
So it's meal you start with, not actual corn?
Well, you can use corn.
But
That's the cornmeal takes it. You know how they on the shows they put the corn in and they brew it down and blah blah blah.
And then they scoop everything else out
to make the mash.
Yeah.
Here you just get the cornmeal.
And it's already basically
put it with sugar and water. That's your mash. Then you just got to let it brew. Then you add the yeast and a tablet. I don't remember what that tablet's called.
What I'm saying is that you don't. It's corn you would eat to begin with.
Yeah, you can.
It's not. No, I'm just saying it's not like the shit the farmers grow around here.
You can get that. You can use that. Yeah, buddy.
So you can walk out. You walk out and raid a farmer's field corn.
A lot of corn.
And shuck it and just.
That's a lot of corn.
You ever see how much corn's in one of them fields?
You ever shuck that much?
Huh?
You ever shuck that much?
No.
They have automatic shuckers.
Shuck it. That sounds dirty too. You want to shuck?
You just go click and it goes and done.
Is that a fluff?
I mean, you think about
it. Is that a fluffer's distant cousin?
You're using 5 pounds of cornmeal, so to get that down, you probably got to. What? 10 pounds of corn.
That's a fluffer on a gay movie.
Yeah. Stafford, you ain't doing nothing. You want to shuck 10 pounds of corn? No, so this cornmeal's just easier. But here's the thing, though. You can't.
No, I didn't know if you start. I didn't know if you start with sweet corn or not.
Well, here's the
because
thing.
what they grow around here, usually if a farmer does it and wants sweet corn, the last 3 rows are usually sweet corn.
Right.
Because there's different.
Yeah, you got
we eat
feed
is sweet
corn,
and you got feed corn.
You can use both, I think. Sweet corn's more optimal.
You would think so.
But here's the thing, though. You know how cornmeal, you have the white cornmeal, and then you have the yellow cornmeal.
Yeah.
Well, Bill uses white all the time. I used yellow.
Yeah.
Mine turned out to be just a wee bit sweeter.
Makes sense.
So we didn't know how it was going to turn out because I brought the wrong kind. I didn't know there was 2 different types of cornmeal.
Yeah.
I just saw cornmeal. I was like, sweet.
Well, then, yeah. Like I said, there's just so many different. Like I said, I just
trial and error.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know if a sweet corn was required because of like the sugar content in it, or.
Well, here's the thing, though, too.
But if you're buying meal and adding sugar, it doesn't matter.
You can't use tap water.
You use distilled, right?
You can use distilled water, or well water is the best.
Really?
And there's that well right out there on, what is that, 400, 500?
Yeah. And you have the one out there by...
5 and 9. You got one on 500 North.
Mm-hmm. There used to be one out the water plant.
And there's one around the...
There is one at the water plant. You can still walk back there.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just go down there by the church.
But yeah, you go out to the water plant, and there's a pipe coming out of the ground. And that's...
Yeah.
But
here, the one at the church is easier because it runs off that... You open the thing, and it runs down that tray. You just fill it up.
See, at one time, the last time I was out around there, whoever had that for a while actually tried piping that to water their garden or something. So
yeah, they did.
Now they've got rid of that?
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause we used to ride bicycles out there.
There was now like a little house or something.
That's
built.
a church.
Yeah, it was like a little thing built back there.
And they actually hold ceremonies in that thing.
I heard people do weddings about that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ceremonies, weddings, blah, blah, blah. Speaking of that, guess who's now ordained and can marry people?
You?
Da-da-da-da.
Me too.
Did you send your money into the state?
Yep.
Sweet.
How the hell did that happen?
I was bored one day and I looked at it because I had always been ordained.
Yeah.
But I looked at the Madison County laws, or the state of Indiana, basically. It's not that hard to get it. You just basically tell Madison County you.
Like here's
Did our concealed carry permit ever go free?
No.
They never did make it free.
No.
That didn't pass.
Oh, it passed, but it's not. What is it?
It passed.
Open carry.
It passed.
You mean constitutional carry?
No. They were talking about actually making the lifetime permits free.
Yeah.
Oh, that did pass.
Did it?
Yes.
Okay, because the
that answers mine.
The original thing went through. It went through committee and
not lifetime.
Started to go through to make it legal or whatever, and then they hijacked the bill, took all the gun stuff out of it, and made it the stuff for the CBD oil.
Yeah, you may be right.
Well, because they had two bills for that, and they knew one of them was going to pass, so they just hijacked the one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when that happened. It was weird, but I was just wondering because me and the wife was talking about it. If it doesn't cost us anything, why not get it?
The lifetime is still some money. I think it's the 4-year that's free, but you still got to pay to get your fingerprints.
Well,
yeah, that's
I'll
$10.
That. Yeah,
and you can go right there and they'll look into it.
They'll do it here now?
Yep. It's not a digital, so it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because it's paper.
But if you wanted to set up a time, you can actually go into like
the courthouse,
the thing in Marion.
Yeah.
Because I went through Marion.
It's like that. And you put your finger on it.
Yeah, and you just go
I've
clip,
done it
clip,
twice.
and it'll be done.
Huh?
I've done it twice because of custody of a certain child.
Oh yeah. But you got to go there and get your fingers printed, and then they'll give it back to you, and you got to mail it off. And wait your 90 days. It's over.
90 days, yeah.
We was just talking about it because, like I said, if it's not going to cost us anything to get a lifetime, even if it costs you a little bit to get a lifetime.
Because it was 125, right?
Yeah.
I'm not being paranoid, but, I mean...
I like mine.
Odds of me ever... I don't have the temperament to carry one all the time.
It comes... Well, it's also true because somebody's always... like, I got a phone call the other day that says that I was wanted by the police.
Yeah.
You know? And I was being evasive. Yeah, I've lived where I'm at for 2 years. I think everybody knows where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
But I love those phone calls. You know, like the IRS is
you're
knocking on your
gonna
door.
go, like, that's funny. You know, I'm talking to the IRS right now. So you want to talk about this again?
I'm talking to your boss right now. But no, it's like because they run your background, and they run your good background for the lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So if any questions come up, it's right there.
My favorite thing is somebody that I went and got his lifetime at one time got a concealed carry badge.
You get a badge.
It was just a little, and we actually used that. That's the badge that's sitting on that actor right there. It's his concealed carry badge.
Like most states that have concealed carries, they give you the wallet that's got your ID and a badge. Like police.
Yeah, that would be. That was one of the things I was like, that would be kind of nice to be able, because it says right there, period, point blank, concealed carry.
Bad idea.
Why?
If you flash it fast enough, it looks like a regular badge.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Right, but that stops people from calling in going, there's a guy with a gun.
Okay. They're going to check you anyway.
Yeah, but so the cop comes up and it's just a random phone call because you're sitting there at Chipotle eating your lunch. Now the cops show up because somebody happens to see something poking out from underneath your jacket. Like, that's a guy with a gun. We're going to call the cops.
You staring at my ass? Are you staring at my ass?
So, if you get up and then there's a little badge next to it, they're not going to like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. They'll probably still call. Everybody's offended by everything. You racist.
No, I got called that on YouTube today.
A racist or a terrorist?
No, I was called a racist F word.
What was you talking about?
No, the Richard Watson files. Like, it was on that video.
How did that turn into that?
I was a racist, bad, pejorative for a homosexual. And that Richard Watson was Satan, and that
Satan's black?
That's just a ripoff of my favorite 90s movie, which I don't...
Satan's black?
Apparently.
Damn it.
And I was like, wait, what?
Well, God's Alanis Morissette, so anything's possible.
I was like, wait a minute. So a movie that
I thought God was Morgan Freeman. God's black too!
The only thing that I did on that whole movie...
It's Alanis Morissette.
The only thing I did on that whole movie was direct it. It was written by a Mexican. We cast...
Is he here legally?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
We cast a black guy and a lesbian. And we did everything by the book of like diversity, whatever. But
you just flipped every liberal's mind.
But I'm a racist.
Well, the new thing now is a terrorist.
Oh, we're terrorists now.
And
I didn't blow up a shopping mall.
No, anybody that's what is it? Anybody that's for Trump.
Anybody that doesn't agree with them
is a terrorist or. Well, somebody called Dana Lausch a potato today.
A potato?
Well, he was trying to spell something else and he missed it.
On that note,
we're going to pay the bills.
It's time to pay the bills. We're going to take our terrorist actions of.
I'm going to say it anyway. Carl's Jr. has been letting us down lately.
He has.
But we're still going to plug him.
Yep.
Right?
Until somebody else wants to pay the bills.
Well, see you in a few minutes.
Well, we'll be back.
All right, bye.
To Geek Public Radio, the station that wonders what Benjamin Button wanted to be when he grew down.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, have nothing to do on a Friday night? Well, check out the Mancave right here on Geek Public Radio, 7 p.m. every Friday. We talk about winemaking, cars, and anything else that pops into our random heads. That's Friday, 7 p.m. right here, Geek Public Radio.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we were separated. We were all scrambling and had no idea how to find each other. The whole experience was the most frightening 10 hours of my life. If there's one piece of advice I offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm. Don't ignore this message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You may have heard us talk about this before on Geek Public Radio, but there is a online hobby game store that we are connected to / in charge of that's directly sponsoring this station. So what I want you guys to do is go and check out the Verse Games. It's at theversestore.com. It's also on Facebook. They sell new and used games, toys, and a lot of little odds and ends that they pick up in the geeky range. But it's definitely something you need to check out, theversestore.com, and check them out on Facebook. You can find their link on our Facebook page.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council. People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Little Sonny with Metal and Madness. If you like listening to crazy stuff, won't you give us a listen on Saturday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Wait a minute. Hear this.
You're listening to the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio with your hosts, Pat Brooks and Bill Maddox. You can find out more by checking out the Facebook page, facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And now, our hosts, Pat and Bill.
Okay, so note to self, leave somebody up here while we go downstairs.
I was doing important shit. I got another beer now.
Yes, and you know what? Like I said, I was looking at the cherry wheat, which is what we're drinking is the Sam Adams cherry wheat.
Oh damn!
And it is one of those things that's like
crisp and slightly sweet.
Right, and I was like, when you walk in any place around here, you're like, I want something different, something new, whatever, because normally we have something else.
That's when the bartender's back is like, I'll give you something different.
I was going to run out, and we ended up not having enough time. I was going to go get a 6-pack of the root beer.
Oh yeah, I still like a Mickey's. I don't know why.
Dude, they have a 30-pack Mickey's for $15.
I remember Brenner brought me that damn quart.
30-pack of Mickey's for $15. Hey, I have a growler downstairs. What do I get for that?
Those are nasty.
I'll show you my boobs.
Woohoo!
Those are moobs.
Moobs.
It's a different category.
Hey, to quote.
It's actually I like it.
If you like it, there's one left downstairs.
She doesn't like it.
Try the growler that's downstairs from.
It's just anything with that cherry flavor.
Yeah.
Write your address on that.
Because Mom used to always get like the cherry NyQuil and the cherry.
Yeah,
it's so much better. No, it doesn't.
No, now they got grape and bubble gum and.
To quote Rodney Carrington.
Nevermore. Oh wait, that's Poe. My bad.
Anything else need to go downstairs to the trash? The empty bottles.
I think.
That's the Geek Public Radio maid.
We got. No, that's new.
I'm sleeping with the maid.
Hey, that was a new one, wasn't it? Nope.
Does your wife know?
I don't know, honey. Do you know I'm sleeping with
the
maid?
I got concerned.
I'm not the maid. I'm the house bitch.
Okay, I'm sleeping with the house bitch.
But no, so
I'm not calling her a bitch.
We're sitting here drinking the Sam Adams cherry wheat, and I have to give it a thumbs up.
Haha, house bitch.
We're open for suggestions on things to try if anybody wants to let us know what they like.
I have a growler of an IPA called the Impersonators.
The Impersonators?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a movie?
Yes, yeah, it is.
With Josh Arnold and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Hall out of Anderson is the one who did it, and he is part of Scarlet Lane, the brewing company, and like all of their beers are named after like horror movie, funny movie, like stuff. We tried Eric Blood Axe or whatever, and that wasn't really that good. It was okay. It was the stuff that I had last week, but the Impersonators actually has a good taste to it. To me, I haven't drank much of it. I think next break, if I bring up the growler and we all have like little glasses of it, just enough to taste it.
Is that the stuff
called
that
the Impersonator?
Libby got?
Huh?
Is that the stuff that Libby got?
No, she got something else.
That's nasty.
She tried it. She went through and tasted a couple of things and then chose that. Does she like it?
I don't know, but it's the mom.
Because if she don't, I'll trade her.
Like I said, it could have been something like, because I always drink tea, and then she said, taste this. And
it could have been the tea, yeah.
So,
have you tried the hard tea yet? Has anybody?
No.
You mean like the sweetheart,
like the Mike's hard tea?
Yeah. No, I haven't tried that.
I don't know if I tried it or not.
I tried the Tennessee tea, that's the Jack Daniel's stuff, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried this new hard tea.
I've tried the Long Island version.
Who makes that? I don't know.
I'm a fan of Long Island.
I really like the Long Island
Them damn Long
version.
Islanders can drink some tea, let me tell you. You don't really remember anything the next day. It's like, what the hell did I do?
No,
what did you do? I drank a gallon of the Long Island.
It seems like they're turning everything alcoholic now. They got the orange creamsicle alcohol.
I do want to try the Mike. It's not Mike's. It's the orange.
The orange creamsicle, basically.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Or an orange drink. Or
yeah, I want to try that one.
Fidget was talking about it. I had to explain to my kids why Fidget got his nickname. They call me an asshole.
He likes the name.
I know. I said, we're not being mean, hon. But...
What's funny is
you yelled Jason, he goes, huh?
Yeah.
I've never called him Fidge.
What do you call him?
Jason. I've never,
Racist bastard. Wait, racist, what are you, gay?
A racist homosexual.
See, we went through this the other day,
homosexual?
though.
Yeah, but not in those terms.
But it's like me calling, Bill. I didn't know him I know him tiny, but
yeah,
I never called him that.
Libby calls him Billy. Just gets me every time she says it, and I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Because, now it's, who?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's what she's always called him Billy. And he answers it. I call him a sexy bitch. He giggles every time I say it. Because I go and knock on the door when I see him.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, what's up, you sexy bitch? I don't know, I don't know why I do that, I just do it. I do that to him and Jim.
But
you don't want to hear what I call Tover.
Dirty, rotten.
Oh, no,
so-and-so.
I can't even say that. I don't even think I can say it on the air.
Are you talking about the Henrys?
Yes.
Yes,
Henry's
hard sodas.
Hard soda.
Yeah.
How many flavors they got now? I know they had orange, and I don't know if they did a ginger ale version or not.
I know they have the twisted teas.
Yep.
That popped up.
Yeah, but there's Henry's hard sodas is what they're called. They had at
orange,
least 2 flavors.
Lemon, lime, and grape.
Okay.
I think the grape would be good too.
See,
I think grape was your wife's favorite.
I couldn't tell you.
Because we bought them for something, and it was either the orange or the grape was her favorite.
Now, if you like the grape, is that racist?
Oh, it could be.
Only if it was watermelon.
I don't know. Well,
now you're like...
Now, I know on the root beers they got Not Your Dad's, and then Coney Island makes one.
Yep.
And then that Schenkter's or whatever, they make one. My God, stay away from that.
Sphincter? Anything named Sphincter.
It's not Sphincter. It begins with an S. They actually make a root beer. But they make a hard root beer, too.
Was that the one you had?
I had some at the house. I ended up throwing them away.
Well,
even my brother poured it down the drain.
Well, you had to get together. And you said try it, and it's like you take it. It's like whoa.
You have Virgil's.
The Coney Islands is really good. The Sprectors is what I was talking about. Jimmy even poured those out. They are fucking horrible.
You have Coney Island. You have Not Your Father's or whatever. You have Sprecher. You have Small Town Brewery.
I haven't tried. I've only tried 3 of them.
No, that's the Not Your Father's. I'm sorry. It's actually made by Small Town Brewery.
Now, Not Your Father's is, if you like Bargs, you'd like that one. If you like an A&W root beer, you'd like the Coney Island.
Right. There's also one called Virgil's root beer.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one or not. But the 2 I've seen mostly around here, and I bought that 6-pack of that one. Took like 2 drinks of the one, dumped it out, and then the rest of them sat in my fridge for long enough. We finally just dumped all of them out. What the hell? It tastes like no root beer I've ever had. Now, we did run across I think it's called Family Express up there. We're on root beer. But they actually have Jones's root beer. You know Jones's soda?
Yeah.
They've got Jones's root beer in the fountain.
Oh, no
You want to talk about good.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they have Dr. McGillicuddy's root beer schnapps.
No.
Dr. McGillicuddy.
Remember Wilderberry schnapps?
It's almost like schnozberry schnapps.
Yeah.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
But
I'm sorry, I'm digging on the cherry wheat.
Yeah, it's good. That's surprisingly good.
I literally sat. What's funny is I was sitting at the liquor store going, I need to pick at something that we can try tonight that we haven't had. Yada yada yada. I'm sitting going, and I'm walking around, and a guy comes up and buys his Keystone Light, and then walks out, and he's looking at me going, "You're really thinking about this?" I said, "Yeah, this is what we're doing tonight." Yada yada yada. So I got to find something we hadn't had, and he's like, "Shock Top is the best." I said, "Shock Top and Blue Moon are one of my favorite beers because they're both Belgian wits. You know, they're the citricy beers." And I was like, we enjoy that. So we enjoy that. So I was like, I need something new, and he was like, "Well, you see what I'm drinking." So he the Keystone Light guy was trying to help
you out,
figure out what to grab for tonight. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab the cherry. He's like, that looks pretty interesting. So, okay, guy, thanks.
See, I don't know if we got to grocery shop or not, but if you go to Payless, they've got that little section where you can build your own 6-pack, and I might do that next week.
There you go. Find something interesting.
Just pick 6, maybe get 2 different kinds, 3 each. And then, hell, even if we got to get a glass, that's enough for everybody to share.
Right.
If it sounds horrible, I might just get 1. Because I don't want to go wasting my money on... I have found out I'm not a big IPA fan. Or Indian Pale Ale.
Right. India Pale Ale, yeah.
I'm just not a big fan of those. Now, the red beers, that's not too bad. Dark ones are so-so. I haven't really found one that really stands out to me yet. But, I don't know, this shit's good.
So I'm a fan of...
What would this be considered, a wheat beer or what?
It's a wheat. It's a wheat, yeah. I mean, if you're looking at the beer types, you have ales.
I like it most ales.
Yeah, you got bitter, mild, pale ales. Not the India Pale Ales, but just pale ales.
Just normal straight pale ale.
Yeah, you got nut browns and stuff like that. Nut browns would be like the Newcastle. They have a nut brown.
Yep.
I do believe. I'd be yelled at like, no, they don't. It's this kind that has the nut ale. Then you got lagers, stouts and porters. You have malts. Malt liquor.
Now, see where we was down. She was driving and we was on vacation, so we was at one of them little places. It's a brewery / restaurant. So she said, "You're doing the taste because they had, I don't know, I got a picture like glasses was decent size, but it was every beer they made there.
Right.
And the darkest one they had, I asked him,
flight.
Huh?
Is it a flight? Because that's my favorite thing to do. He's like, give me a flight of what you think is your best beer.
Well, this was just they brought it out, and one of them come in a souvenir shot glass. But yeah, it was where I tasted everything, just glasses about like that.
Yeah, that's normally you can order flights just to taste them.
Yeah, and
my favorite thing to do.
The darkest one, I tasted coffee in it, but he said no, this one really didn't have coffee. He said there's another beer they had or their other restaurant made one that was their most popular, and they actually had coffee in it, but. That's what the really dark beer.
Well, you gotta be careful.
That was the flavor that stood out to me.
You gotta be careful because some of the things like coffee notes is actually chocolate. Like you will taste
coffee in it, and it's actually chocolate.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like the Impersonators, which I'm gonna grab at the when we go to the break, just to give everybody a small glass of. It has a hint of like what you would think of like of a coffee flavor to it, but I talked to them there, and it's more of a coffee side of. Thing.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
But yeah, I asked that guy, I was like, I'm tasting. I said, is there coffee or something to do with this really dark one? He said, no. He said a lot of people say that though. I guess it's because of the time that I don't know how the hell they even make, but they roast it or I don't know what it is. But it was something they do with it, but it did. But yeah, any IPA I've ever tried, I don't know. It does nothing for me. Of course, I'm not big on straight whiskey or nothing like that either. I can sip the hell out of some Crown though.
Now we're a few months out, and I want to put this out there because it's an October thing.
I'm not flying to Germany for Oktoberfest.
No.
Okay. You ain't got the money.
How would you guys feel about $28? For a ticket to a Halloween party and beer festival in McCordsville.
Okay.
It's an 80s Halloween event.
I'm pretty sure
at a brewery.
You mentioned Halloween event. My wife's going to make me go.
Okay, like I said,
she loves that time of year.
It's $30. It's literally a throwback to the 80s Halloween stuff.
I'm going to dress up in a leather suit wearing a biker helmet. I'm going to go as the Wraith.
You're stuck on that. That's the third time
you've... She was talking about it! It's stuck in my head now!
Third time you've mentioned it today.
How many multi-zippered red leather red jackets do you think you see?
Oh no, like
and the white glove.
Oh, Michael Jackson will be everywhere.
Hey,
Michael! I just saw Michael down the street. Hey. Oh, I'm so gonna get a red leather jacket, zip a white glove,
and go in blackface.
I'm gonna put burn marks all over my face and my hair.
So you're saying
I'm gonna go as the Michael in the Pepsi commercial.
I'm Pepsi Michael.
But no, like, so Scarlet Lane, the who we were talking about with the impersonators, Josh Arnold was in it in the movies thing of it. They're having the 80s Halloween. Is that something? It's from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's like all day in the afternoon.
Oh wow,
that's a long day of drinking.
Well, you don't have to stay there the whole time, but the idea is, us go down there as the Man Cave, enjoy the time, because that's one of the places we're looking at hitting later on, and actually sitting down and trying their stuff out.
I'm up for it. I'm pretty sure I can get $60 saved up by October.
Okay.
Coming back from Gatlinburg, I don't know.
And that's the early bird ticket, so that's like, I might take
Remind me on break what date it is, and I'll let her know, and then she can set it aside and we can figure out what's going on. Because like I said, she loves Halloween. It is her favorite. I like the 4th of July because I get to blow shit up.
I love Halloween because it's creepy.
Yeah, that's the way she is. She
I
just
love
loves
creepy
Halloween.
stuff.
I'm going to stop coming to your house, man. The cops raid it.
They raid it. Hell, they come and watch the show.
They did, dude. That was funny.
So this actually popped up, and I know it just like spur of the moment thing, but like they literally just was like, oh hey, look.
Well, like I said, I can't go to the Anderson thing now because they decided to have a reunion every year now on that weekend. So,
my favorite part about this is like the Scarlet Lane Brewery, like where they're promoting the 80s Halloween.
Now, do you have to dress up? It's not required, is it?
I don't think so. But they're promoting it, so they have the Stranger Things logo.
Oh wow!
The style logo, so it pops up and goes, Scarlet Lane Brewing, and it's like in the thing. It's actually a pretty snazzy little
brewery. It'll be like Beer Fest brewery.
The Brew Fest was retarded. It was one of those things that, like, they called last call at 5:00 in the afternoon. That was disconcerting. Like, I've never been outside like in the daylight and somebody go last call. What?
This is just starting.
Like, granted, me and Jeremy were walking through. We walked in, we drank a few drinks, and it's like, okay, well, this is cool. Like, if this is it, then we'll go inside and do. This is actually kind of cool. Like, whatever. And then, like, we turned around and realized we haven't even seen half of it yet.
Really?
Because, like, the rest of it was in the park area on that road. Like, so we were like, holy crap. We could not have ever made 2 laps around that place. In the time that we got there, and we got there early because we got the VIP tickets, even though none of you guys did.
I was busy.
I didn't get paid.
We went through, like, we walked in and did our lap, and drank 3 extra beers in the Paramount, and they called then it was done. And we got there at like 1. So it was like 1 to 5, 4 hours of nothing, and we couldn't make 2 laps. It was amazing. It was like, okay, this is definitely worth it. I ran into people and talked to people that I hadn't seen in a while, so on that end of things, it was awesome. The rest of it was just amazing. It was just like, okay, that's we can do that. And by the way, what your wife got was a Tiberius IPA.
Okay.
Because, James Tiberius Kirk, I think, is what shouted out at her.
I don't know.
But the Braggart, we tried the Eric Blood Axe, which was a Braggart IPA, which is what I had the 4-barrel of last week. And it was alright.
Well, I can tell you this damn website sucks. Don't go to beerfest.com. Because I typed in my city and put 50 miles, and it kept telling me a Baltimore, Maryland was in 50 miles.
By way of Indianapolis Airport?
I guess.
Apparently.
Or wait a minute, is Fort Wayne within 50 miles? Because Fort Wayne Airport, you can... I'll be right back.
I'm trying to find out what the...
Actually, if you type just in Indiana, it comes up with pretty good ones, but there's nothing really close. The closest one probably Fort Wayne.
I'm trying to find the one that we have downstairs.
Which one's that?
The one for the Impersonators.
Now, where did you pick that one up at?
That's at Scarlet Lane.
And McCordsville.
In McCordsville, yeah. Which isn't very too far.
No, McCordsville's fairly close.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that was like literally on the way between, because we went to in conjunction that weekend.
Yeah.
And
if you come up 67, you're there.
Well, we just went down Pendleton Pike.
Yeah, 67
Yeah.
Pendleton Pike. Yep.
So I went down to Pendleton Pike to right there at Pendleton. It was like Sunnybrook Road or Sunnyside Road or whatever, but it's
the only one I can really think of is Oleo Road
that
runs through McCordsville, which turns into Mount
this
Comfort
is like,
Road when you get farther south.
We cut over in Lawrence. So before we get to 465, we cut over at Sunnybrook. I think it's I can't remember the name of the road. Is Georgetown Road? Does that sound familiar?
It's not German Church.
No, it is German Church.
Is it German Church?
Because German Church changes to Sunnybrook or whatever.
Okay.
Right
it's
there.
German Church when you're on 40.
Because
yeah, because that's close to 460. German Church is close to 465.
It's Sunnyside Road when you come off of 67, and then when you hit after 56th Street, it turns into North German Church. And we just take German Church all the way to 21st Street, and then come up right up to the hotel that we were in.
Yeah,
was Marriott East.
Yeah, that's like
on 21st Street.
That's like when you're on 40, it's called Mount Comfort Road. By the time you get to McCordsville, when you get to the other side of 67, it's Oleo Road, which basically takes you to Hamilton Town Center.
Right.
Takes you through the Geist area and everything like that.
But we were coming home on the last day, and it was like we were having a good time, going through all this stuff and having talking about stuff. A couple of us were in pain and having and had only been able to take the pain medicines that we've had. So it came down to, well, let's stop off of what we can. Scarlet. We were talking about all weekend about stopping at the Scarlet Lane Brewery there on Railroad Street, right outside, in McCordsville.
Yeah.
It's, you turn off of 67 on Depot Street.
Yep.
And go around in this back area. So we went in that way, drank a few to kick the medicine in overtime to help deaden the pain enough to make it home without having
to speed things up.
Yeah, because pain was a big issue at that point. By the time we left, it was one of those things like, okay, now we can be human again. Like, the pain is not that big of a deal.
Knock that shit off.
What?
Yawning. Because I'm pretty sure I've been up earlier than you.
Probably.
I got up at 3.
Yeah, I was up at 4:30.
Okay. I was at work by 4:30 waiting on my truck to be fixed.
We've been working till...
I'd take a nap.
The earliest we got off this week was 6:30. Except for today.
Well, I can understand you got nothing to do but work. Work, eat, and sleep. It's not like Mikey's going to give up that ass.
He might.
I bet you if I offered him off a couple hours early, he might. No, it's just...
How bad does Jesse want that car?
I ain't used to them 14-hour days, 14-hour days no more.
It'll wear you out quickly. I've been running 12 to 14s for the last 2-3 weeks.
Because of shit equipment.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
Hi.
Better?
The equipment we got's good. It's just when they tell you got till the end of the month, and then they call you last Thursday and say, hey, it needs to be done next week.
You got till the end of the month. We need it next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next week was definitely plausible.
I I don't want to come out and officially say it, but I think we got the big, F off from the owners. Basically just means deal with it.
Yep. Yeah,
what?
We already spent this money, and
I know that
you've got to deal with it, is what they told you.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's like I said, it's a $30 million hit just to get rid of the equipment.
Yeah. How long do you usually keep them?
Well, originally we were supposed to get a new truck, 2 new trucks or at least one new truck every 2 years. Well, when the company folded up, that went to the wayside because the trucks that we have now, they only last about 2 years.
Yeah.
Mine's going on 4.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, the new truck that they bought is a different company, different breed, everything like that.
But it's got problems too, right?
It's broke. The DEF sensor keeps screwing up in it.
Yep.
And they put like 5 of them in it.
Yeah. You was talking about that, yeah.
The body itself works fine. Works great.
It's just...
It's the engine in this one.
Nice.
So it's like if we can put a Peterbilt frame with that body system, that'd be great.
What frame's on it? What frame?
Bridgeport is the body. But I don't know what the cab is.
Well, no, it's what the motor and stuff is because the
I think
DEF...
it's Peterbilt.
Peterbilt
no,
doesn't make a motor.
It's not Peterbilt.
You got Cat Cummins.
You know what? I don't know. I'll have to ask Monday when I go in here.
Because you should be able to send it to a dealer.
It's down in Indy. Well, the truck had to come from Texas.
Still, the motor...
That I don't know. It's down in Indy somewhere getting fixed.
That DEF sensor is tied... It's not tied into any...
Might be a Freightliner.
It is tied in with the engine control.
Right.
Which has nothing to do with the back of the truck. They should...
Well, it's not a Mack.
The chassis... either the chassis manufacturer or the engine manufacturer should fix the damn thing.
You'd think.
All I know is that they told me they don't have a dealer for the truck around here. So I don't know what that means.
They might not, but still the
engine, you would think that
that is with the engine controls. I don't think that's...
Well, I know Stoops and Anderson, they sent it back. They towed it to Stoops, and then Stoops towed it back. They couldn't fix it. That was funny.
Like, you broke it, it's done. But you would think, like, as long as it's not something retarded...
You would think that would be simple. It's a simple sensor.
Well, like I said, they've replaced 4 of them, and it keeps breaking. So I don't know if it's between the sensor and the engine, or I don't. That truck's a...
Well, here's the next obvious step: you replace the goddamn computer.
Right.
You would think. It's been gone for over a month now.
I'm not a mechanic, but you start just replacing parts until you get it, and it'd be cheaper.
Oh, you sound like our head mechanic. We don't know what's wrong with your truck, so we'll just run all brand new stuff.
I mean, that makes
no,
sense.
Seriously,
that didn't fix it either.
Well, I'm just saying the computer might not fix it, but if you replace that sensor 4 or 5 times, it keeps burning up. Then there's...
Yes. Well, it's not burning up. What it is that it'll run for an hour, and then it'll tell the sensor will tell the computer that it's empty. So I don't know if the sensor's too high.
Replace the fucking tank.
You would, dude. I don't know.
I mean, it's you got to do something.
Literally, like, you can troubleshoot like until you just be like, all right, well, we'll replace this part, we'll replace this part, we'll replace this part. Oh, look, it fixed.
No. Here's the thing. My truck was down for 2 weeks with a computer issue. With the truck ran fine.
It was
yours was the
electronics thing.
Yeah.
With the Wayne system.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not communicating with the body. So they put the new computer system in it. That didn't fix it. So they put another computer system in it. That didn't fix it. So they replaced all the sensors. That didn't fix it. So they ran all brand new wires. That didn't fix it. So they changed all the I/O modules. Everything ran backwards.
Nice.
If you open If you open the tailgate, the wall ran. If you ran the wall, the arm went up. I was going to ask him, did you hit a button? He goes, I didn't want to try. He goes, because I'm pretty sure it was either going to catch fire or throw me out the seat.
See, with the other truck, you replace the sensors, that's not it. You replace the tank, that's not it. You replace the computer, that's not it.
You replace the truck.
You park it outside.
You replace the truck.
And you push it into the pit. But no, so what they found out...
on fire and let insurance pay.
With the 5 computer system it takes to make that hydraulics run, there's 2 I/O modules. So they're overloading the I/O modules on those trucks. Instead of having 5 I/O modules go into one computer system, the whole 5 computer systems run on 2 I/O modules, so it's multitasking completely.
But they
constantly.
saved $30 a module by not putting them in there.
Now here's the problem. You know how they fixed it? When they unplugged the wires, they numbered them wrong, so they hooked the wires wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They were in such a hurry to try to fix it because all the trucks were broke, they mislabeled it. So it was down for 2 weeks for a small problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, that happens when you're...
They still don't know what was wrong with the old system because they replaced so many parts.
Yeah.
But it's running now. It runs fine now.
And that's the point. Is you just got to,
It runs fine. Hell, 2 times this week you had broke down, didn't you?
Well, one time the window, they couldn't get the window to come up, and they didn't want me driving around with the weather today with no window.
Like, every time I turn around, it was like, truck's broke.
Truck's broke.
Now I just
broke again.
Broke again. Now, here's another thing. The guy that always comments on my page is another driver there. His truck breaks at least once a day. At least once a day. And he's running 15, 16-hour days.
Oh, by the way.
With help.
Just to throw this out there, Adrian Cronauer died today at age 79.
Oh, man.
Who's that?
The guy who inspired...
Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh.
The DJ who inspired that whole movie.
Yeah, okay.
He passed away today at 79.
Well, I guess we should do a moment of silence then.
I thought we did that early when we missed the break.
That was creepy.
It went quiet.
We did that. That's right. That was the pre.
We didn't miss a break. That
was the pre moment of silence for Adrian Cronauer. That's sad to do. I'm sad now. Okay. Because that was a good movie. Till the ending. It was sad. When he was screaming at the guys who were getting ready to go out into the field. Man, I haven't seen that for...
It's been a long time.
God. What did I see the other day? Something was 28 years old today.
Oh, I can't remember.
It was a movie. Come on. Help. Nobody? Nobody?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll see it here in a minute. There's F-150 guys will be like, here we go. What is it?
How old's the Goonies now? I guess they actually had a...
it's got to be in the 40s.
They did a... somebody did an interview with Brolin.
Have you seen that?
I'm seeing it now. Why is it in there?
It had been gone for 2 hours. And then they found it there.
Nice.
Is it the dog?
The dog in the ice bag, the ice machine.
But no, somebody was interviewing Brolin, and he was actually talking about... They were talking about doing it, or he wants to do it as a Goonies thing. Another Goonies?
A remake?
No.
No, the
they
sequel.
would be the parents.
And they've been talking about that forever.
Yeah, he's for it, it sounds like.
Oh, by the way, did you realize Spice World is 21 years old?
Spice World?
21 years old.
Somebody said that the Spice Girls and New Kids on the Block were going to tour.
New Kids on the Block are back together now.
I knew that, but they were going to tour this year. This year.
Wouldn't surprise me. Well, it's almost getting too late. Unless they're going to do a winter tour.
Sounds like my pizza's here.
Good Burger is 21 years old.
God.
Men in Black's 21 years old.
This was 28 years old or something.
The Fifth Element is 21 years old.
The Mikey movie.
The Mikey movie.
Austin Powers.
Couldn't remember Man in Black.
Why do they call it the Mikey movie?
Right at the beginning.
Oh, Mikey? Yeah.
Mikey the alien.
You know how many trees you just broke? Try a dozen.
But Deanna called it the Mikey movie. I want to watch the Mikey movie.
That's a good movie.
She's 22, so her calling it the Mikey movie would make sense because she's probably 2 or 3 when it came out on video.
300,000 signatures to take the View off the air and fire Whoopi Goldberg.
What? She kicked somebody.
Judge Jeannie.
Yeah.
They went at it.
Kicked her off the show.
Well, tried.
Tried to.
Whoopi tried to tell Judge Jeannie that she didn't know anything about the law.
Wow.
What?
I was reading the thing on Facebook, and a friend of mine posted it, and he was talking about how the guy that wrote it was basically saying, I never in my life thought that an election would split family and friends apart so bad.
33 years ago today, Legend of Billie Jean.
That was a good show. Christian Slater and...
Hello? What?
Legend of Billie Jean? That was a good one. That was a good one. That was one of those, like the anthem movies.
Yeah, because they stole a scooter.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
$1,000.
Okay. Just letting you know.
Yeah. You coming up to tell us there's food down there?
Yeah.
Probably. Up to tell
There's
us?
food down there, and they're not letting me have it.
They're not letting me eat nothing. You guys go make us right.
Yeah, but who played Billie Jean? I can't remember her name.
Billie Jean? I don't think it was her. Him.
Could be.
But no, a guy wrote a letter about that, talking about how it split families apart, and now he's just setting...
Helen Slater.
All right. Talking how it went from sad, he said it went through different, like sad, and then unbelievable, and then sad, and then he said now it's just amusing.
Yeah.
That 4 years ago, all the things you guys was against, like, you know, you was all against the cops for a while, and now that everybody's saying the FBI is crooked, now you're calling us all cop bashers, and just, it was actually sort of funny.
Well, it's people find new things to bitch about, and they forget the old things.
The one that gets me is they all went on the March for Women, wearing their vagina hats.
Yeah.
And now it's okay to bash anybody that has anything, any woman that has anything. You make fun of the one lady for being fat. You make one lady's hair. It's like, okay, your March for Women didn't mean shit then, did it?
Nope.
So
on that fact, we gotta go. New thing, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is paying for my sponsor because I'm just bought it.
Well, no, you're paying for your Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you paid for your pizza.
We're gonna keep firing Carl's Jr. until we find somebody new. So
All right.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Yep.
You're listening to the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio with your hosts, Pat Brooks and Bill Maddox. You can find out more by checking out the Facebook page, facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And now, our hosts, Pat and Bill.
So yet again, you must be off again. I'm alone. Bill's gallivanting around. Humps somewhere else.
Well, it took him 3 weeks to figure out what order to put the names, because anywhere he put humps, it sounds bad except for the end.
Yeah, Pat humping Bill.
Bill humping Pat. Which is what you would actually expect.
Hump Pat and Bill. That sounds like an invitation.
Bill,
Come on, Pat and Bill.
Hump Pat and Bill. Bill's getting a lot of action somehow. Which I don't think he minds. But you know.
Well, he is at a donkey show.
That's a long donkey show. Don't spend the $5.
Hey, you know, it's a long time. It takes a while to get to Tijuana.
What is that? A 10-hour flight to San Diego and then an hour drive? Not even that.
Hey, yeah, but then you have like the 3 weeks lost in a fugue state as you're like completely blissed out of your mind in Tijuana.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm controlled by the mafia? What the hell happened?
What?
What are these black balloons in my kidneys? They went the wrong way.
What the hell is this?
This is the impersonators from Scarlet Lane.
Thank you.
It's almost like I don't know what they call it, a coffee or tea taste to it. It's not bad. But it's definitely
different.
Yeah, it's... What the hell is it trying to impersonate?
Beer.
No, seriously, that's not bad at all. See, this color I usually like.
Well, that's the color of beer.
I know I'm on a radio, but... No, it's a little bit darker than what you'd...
What's funny is here is a pale ale.
Yeah,
it does smell like coffee, dude.
It's a pale ale.
It's almost like a thing of tea.
Yeah.
Just straight tea, not sweet tea. But I'm tasting that a little bit in it too.
That tastes like the Indian tea or Indian coffee or.
It's a pale ale with Tinker coffee in honor of Josh Hall's best movie, The Impersonators. That's what it says from.
I'll take a hard pass on that one.
So, what is your favorite beer style of beer?
Mickey's.
I haven't really found one yet.
No, not really. I mean, growing up at all the parties, it was Bud Light, Miller Lite,
So you're a fan of malt liquor?
No. Schlitz malt liquor.
That's what Mickey's is a malt liquor.
It's a malt liquor, yeah. I mean, I like
I'm picking on Schlitz. Don't be messing with that. That was my first drink in 5 years old. I'll walk you on your ass. Schlitz. Big old.
Damn.
Said you wanted some of each.
Thank you.
Oh, English.
Colt 45.
PBR me, ASAP.
That reminds me of something, but I'm not going to say it.
My brother's favorite.
Mad Dog 2020. But no, it's like I like Mickey's. Well, I got addicted to Ice House.
Yeah, Ice House on
6.3% alcohol volume.
It's really good out of keg.
That's when they came out with Miller was coming out with Red Dog and.
I used to drink the shit out of Genuine Draft.
Yeah,
but I haven't had any of that for a long
MGD.
time. MGD.
I have a story growing up about MGD. My dad had an entire 2 cases in the refrigerator downstairs that was skunked.
Oh,
but it just sat there forever.
Well, I can understand why.
And so I went through and I was like, well, he never drinks it, yada yada yada. So we were drinking going through and grabbing cans of it.
There's a reason.
And Mom laughed at it. I said, yeah, she goes, well, we knew you were drinking, but we would rather you have drinking the skunk beer at home
yeah,
than taking it off and doing, going.
Now, I have drank Harley Davidson beer when I was 15.
Harley Davidson beer. Was that beer with the auto parts in it? The motorcycle parts?
I have no clue. I think it was used motor oil. I can't really tell you. It's been years ago.
Was that when they come out with the Harley Davidson beer, the Harley Davidson cigarettes,
Yeah, that period of time when they was making everything said Harley Davidson.
Yeah. Non-filter. But no, it was what was it, Red Dog?
That's where they had the cancer. That's the filters.
Yeah. Damn cancer hiders. But it was a Red Dog, and then it was...
There was a Red Dog. I remember that.
What was the other dog one?
I don't...
Not Buzz McKenzie, or Spuzz McKenzie.
Alex from Stroh's.
There was Stroh's, Miller Lite, but there was another. It was oh God! Come on, Google.
Miller Lite. That's always I can drink that.
Yeah.
Because.
And then Bill's favorite was always High Life.
I never could do
the champagne of beers. That's might as well just stay on the toilet and drink it.
I was gonna say I don't like champagne, so I can understand the reference.
Well, there is that.
But they do say that. Well, Mr. Hill said, since you're in Milwaukee, get it.
Oh no! Oh, sorry.
Get it all. Yeah, Mr. Hill. Yeah. If they've got it on tap, he said, get that. He said it's good then.
But they don't carry it.
In Milwaukee, they did.
No, not on tap.
No, they didn't have it on tap then, did they?
Because Bill asked them. The only place they do it now is Denver.
The High Life?
That's the only place they make it.
No, they only make Coors in Denver.
Well, the High Life too is the only place they make it.
No, they still make it. They make everything in Milwaukee except for Coors.
Oh, well.
I do remember that.
I remember that guy telling Bill that
I didn't drink that much.
You can't get it anywhere. What do you know? You went and got the van.
That's why I didn't drink that much. That's why I went and got the van. You all fucking agreed. I don't care.
I was drunk. I didn't go.
Heather went with me. Shit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Heather, there's a bomb. Go play with it. Okay.
Jim was the only one that got mad.
No, because he does. Y'all realize that we sent the drunkest guy out here to go get the van? Is that where Brian went? We voted on it. I don't remember that.
Okay, sure.
I remember that nasty beer.
Oh, my God. You should. I slid that one over right in front of you because I wasn't going to drink no more of it. Bill loved it.
I'm no quitter. No, because the one you slid over in front of me, I slid over in front of Bill.
No, Bill wasn't there.
Yeah, he come up later.
No.
He couldn't come.
Him and Angie did their own. They didn't do the walking tour, so they just went straight to the tasting.
Oh, that's right. There was Jim next to me.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch. I drank it.
You drank it.
Oh, no.
See, I had my Miller Lite and Heather's Miller Lite, and I had that Reds.
The Reds was good.
I'm telling you, Reds on tap it's hard to beat. But
somebody said the strawberry ale on tap is really good too.
I've never seen it on. I've always seen the.
Is that you? Wasn't me.
Mine's in my pocket, so it couldn't have been me.
Had to be Dover.
Negative. I don't even vibrate.
That wasn't me.
What the hell? I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. How the hell it sound like it's vibrating on? No.
Ha ha ha! I don't know. Oh well.
I was gonna say something, but then it's in my pocket, and I said it's not. It didn't sound like it's vibrating on wood. I thought that just sounds bad.
But trying to think what. Oh, come on, Tover. What beers were popular in the early 2000s, late 90s?
Zima.
That's coming back.
That was the 90s. They actually brought Zima back out.
Right.
I think it was limited run though.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like the McRib.
Yeah, come out every so often. Just Zimas and throw a Jolly Rancher in it.
Oh yeah.
That was big. 90, 91, 92.
What was it that Dustin used to mix with his Zima?
Jolly Rancher?
Grape? No, it was grape something.
It was like,
grape neat. It wasn't knee high.
Something similar.
It was like a Welch's drink or something like that. It was something
like that.
Stupid. It was good.
I know you can just mix vodka with any Kool-Aid and it's good.
Uh-huh. Well, vodka and Kool-Aid is Purple Passion. Pretty much. Except that was Everclear.
Do they even make that anymore?
Yeah.
You can still buy Purple Passion?
It's, I don't think it's with Everclear anymore.
What was the other one? Tropical?
Tropical.
That's what I thought.
Purple Passion and Tropical Passion.
Yeah. Everybody wanted, give me a bottle of that. Give me a bottle of that.
Come in 2 liters.
Yep. Always drank Peachtree Snobs.
Peachtree Snobs, yep. But I'm trying to think of all the beers that were popular back then. I just remember Ice House. You come to a party at my house, it was Ice House.
Can you still buy Ice House?
I don't know, because I used to get it because it was a 30-pack.
Yeah.
Instead of the regular 24.
Yep.
And it had more alcohol per volume, so you didn't drink as much of it. And I liked the taste of it. But
apparently, they still have a website, so...
Oh, there you
go. They're...
I guess it just depends on who wants to carry it. Who makes that?
It's a Miller company, I think.
Is it Miller?
They got bought up. It was one of the big companies.
Well, the Dutch own everything now.
South Africa. No.
It's the Dutch.
They own Miller, and then Miller... No, a South African company bought Miller, and then somebody bought Miller...
Who bought Anheuser-Busch?
I'm not sure who owns them now.
Okay. I think my eyes were bigger
most of the American beers left's all
foreign owned.
No, craft. No, I'm actually talking American owned. Of course, all the small craft places. Well, Coors and Miller combined. Now it's Coors Miller.
Yep.
And Anheuser-Busch is still on their own. I'm pretty sure Sam Adams is still considered an American owned beer. You'd have to look that up because they
What was the green beer? Rolling Rock.
Yeah, Rolling Rock was... I used to drink a bunch of that.
My dad loved Rolling Rock.
But that was another, what they tried to pass off as a small beer that was brewed by one of the big companies.
'90s beer. Let's see what that brings up. Beers for a '90s night. No, that's not it.
All I know is they had that $200 Jim Beam at the liquor store. I'm still wondering what that tastes like. But
$200?
Dick.
Wow. Bud Ice.
Oh, there's Mick.
Is that Mick?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, Bud Ice was popular back in with the Penguins. Doobie doo.
Found it.
What's up, Michael? Have a seat, bud.
I sent you the text literally just a few minutes ago.
That's okay. I called Chetty. This one?
Yep.
Have it.
Oh, I guess you can sit there too. I'm sorry. Nobody sits behind me, so it's like I never need that seats there.
That's the more comfortable chair.
Put the headset on.
I don't need people sitting behind me.
But we're talking.
What do you think I sit back here?
We're talking beers in the '90s. What we drank back in the '90s and the early 2000s.
Zima?
Yes,
that's what I said. That's where I went.
I was talking.
Not Mad Dog.
Red Dog.
Everybody had a version of Ice.
Yeah.
Like Natty Ice.
Natty Ice, yeah. Ugh! Liquid water.
And this was the late 90s?
Mm-hmm. Early mid. High school.
Well, you were in California,
right
in California, so.
Yeah, I had all the cheap beer out there.
Okay, here's a question, since you were out there.
Sure.
How long of a drive is it from San Diego, we'll say Naval Base San Diego, to the Donkey Show?
Tijuana.
Just to the border or down into town?
Just to where you can see one.
Just to Tijuana,
3.5 hours.
Okay, 3.5 hours.
So you're looking at a 13-hour trip.
Yeah. 13-hour trip.
But,
well, it's probably longer than that. He was in Thailand last week saving them kids.
He was.
Right.
I would go ahead and take my time and head down to Ensenada because there is a bigger degree of
debauchery.
fun things there.
Never pay the $5 to go behind the curtain. No.
I've never seen that show. Were you playing at the place that had all the kill bosses hanging out?
I might have been starring in that time or two. No,
Molson Ice, somebody brought up for
Molson Ice, good
for 90s beer.
Like I said, everybody had ice. That was the big cold brewed.
Or Red Dog.
I said Red Dog. Yeah.
Southpaw.
Red
Wolf
90s beer?
Yeah. 36 cheap American beers ranked.
Labatt's.
Now, Labatt's, that's been around forever, though. Mm-hmm. Labatt, but did they have Labatt's Ice?
Ooh, Bud Light Lime.
They got Bud Light Orange, too, some sick bastard.
Rolling Rock. What's Beer 30? It's a purple can.
It's 30 minutes.
That's all it says is Beer 30.
Beer 30 is when it's time. That's time to drink.
Is that Aldi's beer?
That's all day long.
Beer.
What was the 3/5 beer that we used to drive to Ohio to get when we were under 18? You guys remember that? Was it Schlitz?
National Bohemian?
Because I remember we could be 18 and buy that stuff over there.
Yep.
And so we borrowed a few 18-year-olds to go get our partying on.
Oh, Stroh's. We forgot Stroh's.
But those have all been around forever, Pat.
Yeah, that's like saying Michelob.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's Best.
Miller Lite.
Busch, because that just came back.
Busch has been...
Busch.
Old Milwaukee. Iron City. Never heard that one.
Iron City, that's a Milwaukee brewery.
Is that the... Oh. Mr. Rogers and Mr. Roethlisberger represented the same city from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Iron... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Iron City.
Budweiser, Coors Light. Modelo Light.
Tortello.
Schaefer. Tortello's. Yeah.
Modelo's still a pretty good beer over there in the Donkey Show territory.
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Red, white, blue can. Yeah.
It's all day in Texas still.
Now, this is pre that, but have you ever seen the can of Billy beer?
Oh, yes.
I've heard about it, but I've never seen one.
The president's brother? Well, President Carter's brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Billy Carter. It was called Billy beer.
I've never heard of half of these.
If you find a bottle or a can now, it's
Narragansett?
It's one of those collector's items now.
You can get for $40 on eBay.
Number 2.
I'm not sure you want to drink it.
Narragansett.
It said it was the beer featured in Jaws.
It came from the 70s.
I don't know about that one.
It said it was featured in Jaws.
Yeah, the beer that was featured in Jaws was Narragansett.
It says the small New England.
Yeah, that's it. You ever had that one?
No, but I know the city.
Yeah, it says the small New England brewery.
American beers of yesteryear.
Hell, I remember one. I think it was probably one of the first that I can remember. Was the microbreweries around here. Was that one in Circle Salem Mall?
It's funny
on
that
the bottom floor when it first opened.
Yeah.
This thing that keeps coming up, they keep pulling a thing of Schlitz.
My wife and I do a lot of sampling for the microbreweries around here, and we're really into the tow yard. We do the beer run every St. Patty's Day.
Where's the tow yard?
Well, it used to be in Speedway, but we found out at the last beer run that they went out of business. And they had this beer that my wife liked called Hooked Up, and it had a grapefruit shandy finish, and it was really heavy grapefruit. It wasn't a light, misty, crappy touch. It was nice.
You actually taste the grapefruit in it?
Yeah, and we got like 8 growlers full of it, and she's down to 2.
The
last couple times we drank has been the
Go ahead.
Summer from Langenkugels. It's a lemon.
I hate those.
You hate those? Don't like
I've
lemon?
got a whole case of them in the
You can bring them over.
You can bring them over anytime.
We'll take them.
How about Schaefer beer?
That Blue Moon and Shock Top were some of my at least my favorites.
I'm glad you guys can drink that.
Well, Topher has no taste buds anymore.
Taste this. It's from
old,
Scarlet Lane.
And it looks
He can
like
have
tea.
mine. If you like that, you can have mine.
It's an IPA with coffee.
Oh, it's really hoppy.
Would you like one?
Because he took a sip and was like, nope.
Nope.
I'm never really interested in the ones that have a turpentine finish, and that one's got a turpentine finish. Tastes like I'm eating pine needles with a fresh scrubbed off the
Okay, who
bear's
put the
ass.
pine needles in my beer?
So you like a darker beer, Mick? Or?
I'm that kind of guy. Wee Mac from, what is it, Sun King?
Sun King.
Sun King's Wee Mac. I've had a lot of porters and a lot of stouts that I've been falling for lately.
Yeah, see, the Wee Mac was where Sun King lost me. I'm more of the Sunshine or the Sunlight Cream Ale.
Yeah.
I loved their cream ale.
Have your wife go get her haircut at Redhead's on White River Boulevard in Muncie.
Yeah.
And they will give you free cream ale.
Oh, really?
While you're sitting and waiting for her.
See, that's awesome.
I maxed it out to 3 before they let me out.
Heather's going to be bald. Don't you need a haircut?
It was like, hey, you need a haircut. Let's go over here.
Well, the bad part is they sell that at Aldi's too, so they're getting it right up the street.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, the fun thing is
beer and light beer.
Gen Con, which we're going to here in 2 weeks. Shameless plug. We'll actually have a live show for the GPR live show at Gen Con. Ticketed show. You can go get your tickets, through the Gen Con website.
I'll be back to work then.
Awesome.
I've been up at the VA. I was off for this wrist reconstruction, so.
That's when you decided to go back to school?
Well, I went back to school after I quit the prison. When I said I'm done being a guinea pig and a bashing ram.
Took me 2 years. I got out.
You could have just said state bitch. We would have got you too, because everybody understands that point.
But Sun King has an entire booth there at the convention. Like, they take up all of what street is that?
Georgia?
Georgia Street. Was the Super Bowl.
Georgia's the main street. If they have any big thing going on, it's Georgia.
I usually like just going to the tap houses. They've got that one up in Fishers. And
have you been to Fives? In Anderson?
The old fire station right there on Broadway.
Yeah, Fives Tap House.
I went to Brothers the other day over in Muncie because it's down by the village, and one of the Marines in my class, my calculus class, there were 2 Marines, so back off crayon eaters, we're learning. Anyway, we went to Brothers, and it had some nice beer there.
They had some good stuff, and they have some decent food. That's
they
where
had,
we had our last 2 meetings.
The last porter I had, I can't remember, something like Busted Knuckle Porter, and it was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it with a snack, and it felt like I had a whole meal.
Yeah.
Busted Knuckle is about the best for me.
It's from Quaffon.
Yep.
I was going to say, if you want to find a place and just try all kinds of crazy, it's you heard of Jungle Gyms? Have you ever been in there and looked at the beer selection?
I enjoyed Jungle Gyms. I've got pictures of my kids in the world's largest portalite.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Jungle Gyms has a flavor for every beer, like alligator flavor beer.
Well, they've got 2 of them over. If you go to the south side, if you like wine, go to the one on the south side of Cincinnati.
I'm just waiting for them to get over here to Indiana, just like IKEA did. It's going to take like 5 years, but we'll get them.
Yeah, I hope. I actually love the store.
It'll put a lot of places.
They've got a fire truck up there hanging up where the hot sauces are.
My wife has a friend that has like a whole soccer team for kids, and we went over there. We had a Labor Day celebration at the park, and I got tired of Jim King's little bitch boy running around on his motor scooter trying to run us off out under the pavilion. So I was like, is IKEA open today? And they looked at me and they're like, well, yes it is. So we loaded up in the vans and went to IKEA, and then we went to Jungle Gyms after we got done there. And that was about 5 years ago, but it was a great trip.
We always take we have the German Girl Scout stay Jungle Gym with one weekend, one Saturday we load up and go to Jungle Gyms.
That's awesome.
And
I like the big old thing of cheese.
So the last time I was there was in Chicago.
Okay.
That was the only one I've ever been to.
I don't go to the communist state of Illinois, so.
Well,
anywhere I can't carry a gun, have a nice day.
It was one of those. It was a friend of mine loves the Cubs, and we would go up to Wrigley and all that stuff because you could go up, park at the Dune State Park,
right,
for free,
right,
and for an $8 ticket round trip, you can take the train in, and then hop up on the L and go straight to Wrigley Field and hang out there, and then turn around and come back. And never been bothered, and done that trip a million times, never had an issue, but always loved hanging out and doing, like, you're in front of it used to be Trump Tower, now it's
I try to avoid Chicago.
Willis Tower. I don't like driving there, that's why I take the train in.
No, I understand.
So it was just
my only professional ball game from Indiana was going to Cincinnati and watching the Reds play the Cubs in 5th grade from Cunningham. And I was a Cubs fan after that, and what was really entertaining was out in California, WGN9 was one of the standard cable channels.
So you got to
watch, and I got to watch the Cubs play every year. So it was pretty sweet getting to sit in the barracks like that last year. I was doing barracks maintenance while I was waiting on my medical discharge after I found out I had cancer, and they took care of it. And my official title was holding the TV level in the barracks dorm room, because they have like a one room where everybody can come in and watch TV. And so that was my job, was to hold that TV in position while I was there.
Level again. On it, boss. There we go.
I wasn't really supposed to be getting up and down, so they just wanted to make sure I was sitting on my ass watching TV.
Had some kind of title?
But yeah,
Ain't moved yet.
That's where we would take the train in, or just explore that lower loop where the Millennium Station, right there by the Navy Pier.
Yep.
And we would have just literally take a day trip.
Is that Merrillville that's up there, just on the outskirts?
Indiana.
Yeah,
that's one of the first towns.
My wife and I when I went up there to pick her up from her trip to Ireland when we first met, I dumped all of my guns off in Maryville in the hotel room.
Yep.
And made sure that the people in the hotel knew that if anybody touched that shit while I was gone, I was going to bring more of that shit and get it back.
See, we're working on Lake Station right now, which is just
south.
Right. Well,
it's just south of
east of Maryville. You got Valpo and then Merrillville,
right?
And then Lake Station's there, and then I think you got the shithole Gary, and then you're in Chicago.
Right.
I had to go up to Gary one time for state testing for the gaming commission. That was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Asked them why on earth I had to go to Gary, and they're like, "Well, we have this great big, what was it, Indiana University Gary, and they had like a 500-seat classroom that you could take the test in."
We could fit more people in that one.
Well, that and they know if
they're trying to be deliberate, because almost all the gaming industry's up north, and they are trying to have a centralized location that way.
I know we've been staying up there the last couple of weeks, and Mondays is Chicago news on a Monday. It's always
all
25 or 30 people shot this weekend, and 5 are dead, and it's like, why ain't this national news?
I just don't understand how all of those people that aren't allowed to have guns keep getting killed by guns.
That's why it's not national news.
They come to Indiana and get them and go back.
Actually,
they 5 studies.
Oh no, that's right.
They're all bought in Illinois.
Yeah.
All bought in Illinois, all stolen from Illinois homes.
I forgot that, because they had a reporter from Chicago come to Indiana, and they wouldn't let him do it.
Nope.
But yeah, like I said, if you watch Chicago news, you hear about but you don't hear the murders in Chicago or the gun shootings on national news.
What really scares me is how localized the political spectrum is, because my buddy lives up in Grand Rapids, and apparently he's plugged into all Democrat channels up there.
Oh, nice.
And all he hears about is racist this and racist that, and everybody hates Trump. And I'm like, buddy,
terrorist.
I know you're living up there a mile, maybe an hour away from Dearborn, but come on now, let's plug into the 2000s at least.
Well, fake news.
And what was interesting was he was complaining about the Dearborn population actually getting in his face when he was having a Christian get-together with some people in the town square. Some people from Dearborn came over and got at him.
Really?
And he was like, I've never been in fear for my life before. I said, well, did you have that pistol that you bought down here in Indiana when you used to live down here? Because I'm pretty sure that that's the castle doctrine in Michigan, too. Anywhere you have a legal right to be, you can defend yourself against a forcible felony. And he was like, well, I don't have a carry permit yet. And I was like, well,
if he still carried the one from Indiana, it's recognized.
He unfortunately, he's not an Indiana resident, so it's just a piece of paper.
Right.
You got to watch.
He's actually a legal Michigan resident.
Yeah, he's been up there for a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
Takes what, 1 year?
Too late.
I think he said it's 6 months.
I knew North Carolina. I had a kid in North Carolina. It was 1 year to become a resident in North Carolina.
Yeah, right.
Same thing.
That's so
Florida.
that
I think
the
Indiana's
kids
the
don't
same
move to North Carolina
and go to college.
Get in-state tuition and all that crap.
Right, but the thing about that is even if it was a 4-year and he still had years left, it should still carry over, even if because
the second you give up state residency to go to somewhere else, you lose that residency, especially if you don't have that driver's license. Okay. One of my buddies is a dual resident of Tennessee. He has land down there. I have land in Tennessee too, but I'm not going to go get my driver's license there just because the tags are cheaper. Mm-hmm. Because all of a sudden,
you have to
your Indiana carry permit doesn't matter.
Right, so you have to actually do everything through
Tennessee, yeah. And then if you're an in-state resident of Indiana down in Tennessee, they'll go ahead and say, yeah, my carry permit's good. But
how many states recognize Indiana's permit?
34 right now.
Ohio just picked it up.
Well, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Like, that was one of the things, because people keep saying, like, well, you got to do this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, well, no.
That was the probationary period for me deciding on going to Great Wolf Lodge with the kids. As soon as they said okay, which was like 2015, I decided we could go. Mm-hmm. But up until then, I was like, psh, let me go to Ohio and get shot just like I can go to Illinois and get shot. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you carrying right now?
It looks like a 1911.
It's called a Crusader.
Now, who makes that pretty thing?
That is a cute little high standard. Not high point, Pat. High standard.
Shit.
And if you guys got I didn't share the film on the idiot on the motorcycle the other day, but I actually loaded one in the chamber. I've been noticing that this girl, because of the ambidextrous safety, has a tendency to cock it off safety, so I don't carry one in the smoker, just because I've got kids around and I don't want them pulling the trigger on me. But it's a nice, compact little piece of equipment, and I found it. I'm going to go ahead and give the plug, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Up Buckshots on Meridian and Anderson. It was used for $3 1/4. Cowboy was behind the counter, and he looked at me all kind of silly when I asked him to look at it. I said, I'll take it. And he said, what did I miss? I said, apparently you missed a really good priced gun, and I'll take it. I walked right in there, and then he said, well, after you get done with the paperwork, why don't you tell me what you found? And the indexing on the trigger is about just over 2 pounds. And it was all aftermarket work. The beaver tail, the ambidextrous safety, all the work on it, including the front end, they're all aftermarket stuff. And they had that sitting in there used for $3 1/4. And I'm like, that's got more stuff done to it than a factory Kimber, so I'll take it.
That's nice.
And it's little. It doesn't protrude much when I'm carrying it. It sits nice over the belt.
How's it shoot?
Within 7 meters, I'm fine. I don't really like short sight radius pistols, but I mean, that's a belly gun just like any other little one. I got my Trayvon Slayer out in the car.
Trayvon Slayer. Memories.
I actually bought that one off of Jim up here when he was still up here, Madison County Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it used for $235. Kel-Tecs were going for like $350 at the time. And he's like, why do you want that? I said, it's got a confirmed kill in battle. And he just looked at me sideways, and then I went and printed off the newspaper for him. I said, George Zimmerman used this. It worked fine. I'll take one.
It works. It's been battle tested.
You might know, is the concealed carry permit in Indiana free yet?
No, it's not free. What I understand is that they're working on this. They're working on legislature. It's not passed to where you can carry in Indiana for free. But if you want to have the reciprocity, you have to have the state permit. And the state permit, I'm pretty sure the state licensing fee went away. and you can get the 4-year or the lifetime that way. I really wish I could
be like $10 for the fingerprints. I think
no, it's usually more than that.
Well, I mean, I know $10 just for the fingerprints because that's what it's been for. Because you always have to pay the thing, and then you have to have an extra $10
fee.
Me and the wife was talking about getting it. We just didn't know what the cost is anymore because I know last year they was trying to move something through the legislature.
How long have you been in Indiana?
All my life.
Are you going to stay here?
Yep.
Get a lifetime permit.
That's what I was going to do.
That way, if you go vacation in Florida, you're covered. You got reciprocity from Michigan all the way to Florida. You can't. I think Minnesota doesn't have it, and then Illinois. But we drove around Illinois to go to Texas while my wife was down there, and I was an out-of-state resident because I was an Indiana resident. I didn't give that up, and they honored my permit every time I was anywhere. I had to go get an identification card since I was an out-of-state resident in Texas to be able to buy guns in Texas, but it worked out fine.
You had to get a Texas identification card?
I had to get a Texas ID. I didn't have to get a Texas driver's license, and it was only a 4-year ID, and it was for military dependents that are out-of-state residents, so that they could properly identify me at the pawn shop when I went to go buy the guns. Because they aren't allowed to sell to people. They aren't allowed to sell rifles to states that are further than one state away. Like you can go buy a rifle in Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky, but you can't go buy a rifle in Tennessee.
Once you get to Tennessee, you're in
two states away in your head.
I didn't know that. So that's neat to know.
Knob Creek. I mean, we could go down to Knob Creek and buy those crappy little Mosin Nagants all day.
Crappy little Mosin.
You remember when they were $40 a piece?
Right back there.
You bought a crappy $45.
It was $40 for the little, what are they, the carbine model? I think it was M34 to M45s that they had down there. They had crates of them, just crates and crates and crates. And when it was like that at Knob Creek, and me and Woody weren't focused on the ammunition purchases, I think I was looking for weapons that had my the serial number had my birth year in it, just because I was starting to be specific.
Now, what do you think about that new California law for the ammo? You have to do the background check.
God bless them all.
Yeah, the
words are simple: shall not be infringed, and I'm pretty sure any hurdle beyond direct purchase is being infringed. So I hope the federal judge turns that over, just like they did the magazine ban, because they were trying to run the magazine ban through, and somehow one of the federal courts out there decided that it was unconstitutional, which it is.
Which is odd for California.
I was going to say, a federal court in California ruled that?
Yeah.
Somebody was paying attention.
Well, I'm sure they'll lose their job if somebody else gets elected, but Trump liked it. You know what I mean? I can appreciate that.
Well, you have that assault revolver.
The assault revolver?
Did you see that? Somebody got killed with a .38, and they said it was an assault revolver.
And it had extra clips.
Yeah.
Because they had speed loaders.
Really?
Yeah. When I used to carry my grandpa's 357, I had 8 pouches for speed loaders on this side of my draw, so I could get to them. And I went up to McDonald's Guns to get that rig. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, there's no point in having a 357 unless you can't throw enough lead to make sure it works." And he kind of smiled at me and said, "Let me see that rig when you get done." But it was real easy. Had a revolver rig, and then it had the strap for the holster, and then I went ahead and went in front of and behind it and put 2 more 2-inch straps and hooked all of those pouches up, and it was done.
It just reminds me of Billy Connolly's part in Boondock Saints. Opens the trench coat and he's got the 6 guns.
When I was working for the state, when I was a state bitch, I was nicknamed Tackleberry on the emergency response team.
Tackleberry!
I thought it was entertaining because after I got off E-Squad, almost all the inmates remembered my nickname. They're like, "Hey, Tackleberry." Like, what?
That's
Where'd you work
Mr.
at?
Down at the reformatory.
Reformatory?
Yeah, the place that Bill had about a year in before he went to Vincennes.
So you knew my cousin.
He was old school.
Probably did.
Brad
Thompson? Yeah, I know Brad.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Brad's probably my cousin, or at least my family somehow.
That means he's related to you.
Well, it's my aunt's husband's family. He's a Thompson.
Uh-oh.
My aunt's a Thompson. My cousin's a Thompson.
Uh-oh.
They lived out there a mile away from those Thompsons.
You're related to Brian.
Well, I'm
it's
not,
like
I might not be related to Brian. I mean, it's like a cousin once removed through marriage kind of thing. But,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, because
Me and Bill are actually related through Jill Redder. But I'm related to Jill Redder on her mom's side, and Bill's related to Jill through her dad's side. And we're 6 points removed cousins because of that. Yeah.
So
I'm
me and
glad
Bill
Jill married Sam.
I married into my own family, technically.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
You know, Chris was dating Tricia and got married, then Libby and I got married. And Libby and Tricia are cousins.
I don't think my marriage is bad. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I could handle slaying some stepsisters if that was the occasion, you know. A lot of good stuff on Pornhub for that.
Well, I went down
Everything's
to...
on Pornhub.
Went with the Rollins back in high school.
Yeah.
And it was a... was this a Tennessee, Kentucky family?
Hand it over here.
I'm pretty sure it was a Kentucky family.
But I'll work on that turpentine for a while.
It was where the daughter and the son married, and then the parents met, and the mom and the...
I remember something about that.
Are you telling me that Matt and Mark Rowland were kissing cousins?
No, it was some of their family. What happened was the two kids met, and then the parents were divorced, so the two kids married, and eventually the one's mom and the one's dad married. So there's no incest involved in it, but that's...
It's family into family.
Sorta, yeah.
I was worried for a minute that I was related to the Ward family. My wife, her whole family's related to the Wards in Arkansas. And
that's where they're from.
They're all from Arkansas.
Uh-oh.
I asked Rick, because Rick and I communicate quite a bit. I was like, is your family related to these Wards? And he's like, I'm not sure. And then he's like, no, we're not related to them. And I was like,
Go to a family get together. Why is my grandmother sitting next to that guy? You mean my uncle? Oh no.
Well, see, mom's side's...
Honey?
That's all Thompson, so it's just huge.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to dad's side, there's 2, 8, 9...
That's still big numbers.
11 of us left.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's...
No, I'm saying 11's
but that's scary
pretty
if
big.
you say 11 and you're like 11, that's all.
Hey, Brian, think of it this way. Anything you can't kill with a standard load shotgun is big.
That's true.
So if you go like to Dunham's and you get a 5-shot shotgun, that's 1 in 6 or 1 in 5.
Yep.
You're still 11.
I'm
that's
still
5.
over. Yep.
That's a reload.
I got to reload. Yeah. But yeah, me and my brother and our kids, my parents, with the last name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still all the Blaylocks and some of them stuff like that. But
Blaylocks. Wow.
I got 2 of us. Then you got the Savage Clan.
What's entertaining to me is
clan.
dealing with all of the ruptured family I've had because I was Riley, and because my dad gave me the last name O'Reilly, and then after that my stepdad Bruce adopted me, so I'm a white.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to put in for my grandma on my biological father's side's funeral at the prison, and they told me I couldn't go. I'm like, that's my grandma. I had to bring in my damn birth certificate.
To show
the original birth certificate that showed I was O'Reilly and was related to her, so I could go to the damn funeral. I'm like, you guys are idiots.
That's the state for you.
Yep.
And the only person that made it right was an awesome dude named Bruce Helming. The rest of the people at Pendleton can suck my balls. And I hope that that's acceptable on there.
Oh, you can say whatever you want.
You can,
Right?
yep,
But
we're
this
not
is
covered by FCC.
Not yet, anyway.
FCC.
Not yet.
This
What are you
turpentine's
doing?
horrible.
It revolves getting...
See, I can't do the pale ales.
Getting enough
I haven't found one yet I
sponsorships, and we can actually
6
be on
foot
the air.
tall blonde.
They still
It's a nice IPA.
I
6 foot blonde
you were talking about that.
is a good... I do like 6 foot blonde.
You tried that. If it's anything like that Sun King you guys were talking about earlier,
No, this one, it surprised me because I usually don't like any blondes at all. and this one was nice and had a great finish. It didn't make you want to spit out the pine tree row.
We was drinking cherry wheats earlier. Sam Adams cherry wheats.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good beer.
Those were good.
That's good.
I'll tell you what, too, if you want to get some nice growlers, they actually have whole gallon growlers over at the glass store in Muncie off Batavia. I found a whole gallon. I mean, most of these growlers are like 3/4 to maybe a half-gallon jugs.
Yeah.
I found whole
gallons over. Now, is the same glass store that's been there forever?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So it's Max is right down, right,
right across the street from it.
I know what you're talking about.
Batavia.
He's drooling.
I loved it, though, because, I mean, I went and bought 2 cases of them. And they're like, do you want more? I was like, how many more you got? And she's like, oh, we got plenty. Well, I don't know how the refill would work on a gallon versus the regular size.
It'd be double size. I mean,
double the price.
Oh, I didn't know if I could walk up and have some stupid bartender be like, hey, take it, have a nice day.
If you catch the right guy, yeah.
Is this your first day? You fill this.
Most of them will only fill the growlers that they have for those places. That's why everybody has their own growlers anymore.
I didn't know that because, I mean, for a long time it was sticker war. Like when I went to the tap house at Sun King, we had Flat 12 and all sorts of other good stuff down there. And they took their sticker after they did the steam wash and put it over my stickers. So it was kind of had a nice sticker patina. And it was all Sun King stuff after that. So it's more or less a sticker war. And I imagine the gallon growler would get filled just as easily.
Probably. It'd probably be about, like I said, most places I see is people bringing in the growlers. I mean, they're like $4. And if you're a member of the Indiana on Tap,
is this
shameless
over
plug?
Shameless plug. Well, any of them. Yes, it is a shameless plug because if you're on Indiana, if you want to be a member of Indiana on Tap, all you have to do is go put in the promo code Chambers10, and you get 10% off of your year membership.
Is that like a military discount then? Because that's usually just 10%. I should ask them for military discount and see if I get something better than that.
There you go. But you get all sorts of free stuff, and a lot of stuff is like a free growler with a growler fill, and this, that, and the other. And so, like, we have a total of 8 growlers right now from various tap houses in just Madison County. We haven't even ventured outside of Madison County and already saved enough to pay for our membership.
Nice.
So, I mean,
I never look at paying for memberships and saving money in the same cost-benefit analysis anymore. I've had too much business crammed down my throat. Because any time you don't buy something is the only time you're saving money.
Right.
But I'm a gun nut, and by God, if I don't buy a gun, I can't have that satisfaction.
Well, I'm the same way in the sense of, like, you know, I like going out and hanging out in these different places and coming across with the Anderson on Tap when we went through and tasted it. I was like, well, I want to go check out what else they have. And going out there and drinking, you know, it was like I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, if I go here, I get a free flight of beer. So I can go in and say, tell me what your best beer is, and then they'll give you a flight.
Got a nice one of those. Their flights are like $5.
Cool.
I've never had a free flight, but some of them are cheap. And they did a lot of nice stuff over at Elm Street. They had a 20% military discount over there. I haven't been back there since the Sunday manager told me they didn't have military discount. I actually saved the voicemail from the front desk manager that he told me he had to call to approve that discount, even though I'd been there 5 times before that and gotten the military discount. So I saved that voicemail just for Beefcake Stupid Guy. That's the Sunday manager. Because he walks around looking like he's on steroids, but he's like all of 5 foot tall.
He's all puffed up.
Yeah, it looks like orangutan boy. And he was like, you don't get discount. And I said, did you not get in the military? Is that what your problem is? Because I've been here before, and I've had this discount. It was like at Idlejorg this year. We went down there for the Indian market. And my wife couldn't apply the military discount. All of a sudden, we're not getting military discount at a place that celebrates warriors. Thought that was interesting. And then the little chick behind the desk, she's like, well, they said it was changed. I said, do you have that in writing, honey? Well, no. I said, because on the state website, it actually says that there's a military discount. And until you change that in writing and change the website, I'd suggest you go ahead and break that out. Because just your druthers doesn't matter.
My boss said no.
But I don't feel like giving it today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of the, you know,
It is up to the individual person plugging it in whether or not they want to give it to you or not.
Captain D's has been very consistent. They're 20% all the time.
Yeah, but that's been the same owner since I think I've been alive.
Yeah, me and Bobby Garner worked for him back in the high school heyday.
I remember going over and getting sweet tea.
Sweet
Bob,
tea,
just some sweet tea and the chicken strips.
Chicken strips and hush puppies.
I loved it when I came home from. I was on, Recruiter's Assistance duty right after boot camp. And I came into with Captain D's in my dress blues because the old gal behind the counter, she used to hook me up all the time. And I came around and gave her a hug, and she's like, "Well, honey, I can't just drop one pecan pie on the floor this time and say it's broke. I'm going to go ahead and drop about 6. Because those dress blues, I was laughing my head off.
Notice how we always used to show up to Captain D's at closing time?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you get for free on the
You're
thing.
wise, man. Okay.
And their flights are $1 or $7.
Okay.
It's his show, and he knows it's a radio, but he's showing you.
Well, no, I'm just showing him the...
We show up at Hardee's at closing time a lot, too.
Hardee's?
You know, the one that we used to...
Still?
Yeah. The one that I remember closing down was B&K, though.
Was B&K?
Because me and Bill would go sit in the back of our trucks.
Steve's
or
Pizza,
sit
too.
in the back of his truck. Yeah, Steve's Pizza when Chetty was there. My God, we never left the city. I mean, we'd be like, "Hey, Chetty, we need a delivery." You remember that when we had flip phones?
The guy would actually walk over there and I was like, "I'll give you $5 if you walk it to my truck." Why? Because I'm too lazy to go get it.
All right.
But no, we'd
it's because I'm duct taped to my chair.
We'd wait for the people to get done at work at Hardee's. And if there's a couple of them out there, they'd all... I don't know why the hell you're making 20 cheeseburgers right now. It closes in 5 minutes. Well, because I'm going to take them with me.
That's right. Manager said drop them, so we dropped them.
But that one time they brought biscuits uptown.
Nice.
I took one of them biscuits, and I chucked it across the street. It was at the parking lot. And it hit that brick wall, and just hit the ground. It never exploded or nothing. I was like, that's the hardest damn biscuit I've ever seen in my life. What did you do to these things?
Do you remember having the what was it, the raisin biscuits drizzled with cinnamon and the sugary cream?
No.
You don't remember the raisin guys?
No, I don't remember the cinnamon.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He
I'm allergic
didn't
to
do cinnamon.
Oh.
But yeah, that's when they used to sell the...
Of all the ways I could have tried to kill you, I
It'd been
missed the
really
cinnamon.
missed the cinnamon.
Huh.
Yeah, Hardee's...
Break hell, we're done.
Yeah, it's over. No, Hardee's gave out...
We're not done. But anyway, that's it.
It's that time.
It's over. Bill will visit another exotic place next week, probably.
Yeah. Saving children or putting them to work. We don't know which one it is.
Yeah, one of the two.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Later.